Hello all, welcome to yet another ranking video. This is my second one after ranking my own animations, but this time I'm going to rank ABBA music videos because it's just something that nobody else has done, so I just thought I'll be the first and perhaps only one to do this. So if you're wondering about I think firstly how the video is made at first, so to avoid copyright with both the music videos and the music itself, I'm just going to stick to this format because it feels the most safe. But what I will do is have the music videos on the right of me, without the audio. So you could do the same as well because there are playlists which do have all of these music videos, including a couple um, um, of songs in, well, some of the same songs but in a different language, yet they have their own music video, so they do include them as well. But as you can see, I'm not doing any lyric videos because I think that needs its own section. And what I'm also doing, oh yeah, and also not accounting for the last video, ABBA, the last video, as you might have seen on the original YouTube channel. I kind of see that as a comedic skit of some kind because it doesn't really flow well as a music video, especially when it has previously established songs which play every now and again. And so I think it's partially a listening video. As I'm recording this, I don't know how long this will take, but anyway, oh yeah. So what's the other criteria? So um, I'm going to rank these based on um, I guess like what's presented in the music videos, how cool the shots are, what are the performances like, what about the on-set filming, is there any editing or VFX applied? So just that kind of criteria. So this isn't based on the song ranking themselves because, for instance, this is not how I rank the ABBA songs best to last because it would actually look rather different, and someone else, so would everyone else's really. So I'm not going to say, oh, I like this one the best because it's my favourite song. Yeah, that's not how I'm going to do it. It's just going to be mostly a visual thing um, with how I rank these. And um, what else was I going to say? I think it's also worth mentioning that there is one more music video which is more that sadly couldn't really fit in this box because Lady Love on Me also has a music video, but that's like made up of edited snippets of other videos, and yeah, I think I would probably put that one in the end because something that kind of puzzled me is that they even included montage snippets from the Winner Takes It All's music video, which I kind of find a bit tonally clashing because both of those are quite different songs. I still, as far as I can remember, I still like the snippets used at times because Lady Love on Me is definitely like one of the later romantic ones. Yeah, just a very cool track, and that has its own lyric video, which kind of makes it the official music video. But like I said, those are lyric videos which I will do next time. And I was even thinking of ranking ABBA Voyage performances as well because I think that could be fun. I just need struggle memory and me some kind of visual. So yeah, without further ado, so this laser right here is just going to hover on the song I'm currently talking about. I'll try and bookmark these, but thanks to this red dot here, you can track it over time. All right, let's start ranking. So first one is On and On and On, which was also 1980. So I've watched rewatched all of these before ranking, and yeah, even with the music video on my right, just to help me give some ideas, my extra ideas for what to say. And this one is pretty much like a photo montage of their 1979 concert, with the iconic clothing, and yeah, just yeah, I've seen snippets of. I want to say that 1979's live concert, especially the Wembley one, is probably my favourite one because, like I said, the clothing and the song choices are rather cool. So yeah, as a 1980s song, it's pretty much taking those photos from last year and carrying them over, and I guess it can give you the idea of because I'm not gonna lie, I do need to listen to the song a bit more, so I kind of forgot what it's about. But I, could it be a way of saying, oh, if this is the closest to live will be, because they didn't, they stopped going to live performances after 1979. So maybe it's just kind of looking back on that. But because of the song, what the song is like and what the editing is like, it's very, I guess, just very snazzy and quick in its approach and somewhat informal as well. Like, far as I can see, all of these photo montages are kind of, they're going at the same speed. Yeah, none of these photos are holding longer than the other. And oh, hang on, there's live snippets of other live performances in between. Okay, could that be from the year before? I'm not sure, because what's in the time code 2 minutes 5. Frida is wearing a red shirt and a white hat. What would that one be? This could be like a much earlier concert, an earlier year. Who knows? So yeah, because it's just montaging these live performances, in the photo way. It's kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of an animation with a low frame rate because it does try to obtain that kind of effect, and also try and give this song some visuals because it was the last single of 1980. Definitely didn't do as well as Layla from May Super Trooper, and I think that's 1980. No, Gimme Gimme was previous year, and so was that was the year before. But there was also Winner Takes It All. That was also like later, between 79 and 80. So yeah, it's one that I kind of enjoyed the least when I was watching these music videos. So yeah, like I said, at least it provides some visuals. Like even this music video has these nice cool effects where the band's logo like shows up. So I guess I like them. Yeah, they kind of adds a bit more flavour to the song because that's what music videos help with. It's to give you like some imagery of the song. So yeah, but yeah, as much as I like these photos, yeah, it's just I guess both this one and the original Lay Loving Me music video, I think they just kind of lack originality. If it's just taking snippets. That does bring up the question for why I put this song right at the top, but I'll definitely come back to that because there's definitely more of a reason there. Alright, so next up is One Man, One Woman. That was one of the latest singles in 1977 on ABBA the album. That would have come after Take a Chance on Me, Thank You for the Music, and even Eagle. And when watching this one, it's just singular close-ups, one after the other. And when watching this one, as much as I really like the song and the performances from everyone, I remember thinking like, is there anything else like gonna happen in the meantime? And yeah, not much really happened. Although because because of the way it's lit with a dark background, it kind of adds a partial gloominess, which I kind of like. But is gloominess the right word? Because the song isn't really gloomy. If anything, it's quite deep and emotional, especially with the because of how slow it is. It kind of makes the words settle. That's the kind of impression I've got with the song. Oh, hang on, there's a bit of live playing at the start. Okay, so that helps. Oh, and there's some. Not all of the music videos like this. In fact, it's just later on. It's just only that introduction that has a couple of beams of light, and okay, and then it just becomes the same afterwards. That's they could have come back to like all of those beams. Okay, although in between there seems to be Benny's piano playing, which I do always enjoy watching. And then later on there's some effects where they're putting some of the band members' faces side by side, or having them share the screen with one of them being a much bigger part of the picture than the other. So yeah, with what the thumbnail looks like, I thought that's what it was like all the way, but no, I was somewhat wrong. So it's kind of different at the start, some instrument playing in between, and yeah, and there's even close-ups of everyone's really, even having the men sing as well, which has always been a thing from time to time. But yeah, I think that's yeah, definitely the music video with the close-ups. So yeah, like I said, although you're not gonna lie, it kind of reminds me of Thank for the Music, because that too has like that dark background, but there's like hints of green, and it's in front of playing in front of people, and more lighting as well. So that one's just a bit more consistent. But yeah, like just from, but yeah, I still like it. That's just worth saying, and I still like all of these music videos, despite how I rank them. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, none of them are bad. I just want to say that. Um, so yeah, aside from a couple of neat editing techniques, and because with how they perform, like where have let's see, like, oh yeah, perfect. How Naomi New has this iconic way of posing between two people. I really like that. So there's hints of it in there, which is carried over, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I just don't think it does a lot for the song compared to the other music videos. Like I said, I was just kind of waiting for something more exciting to happen. But yeah, even with a slower track, but there's plenty of slower tracks I've had more going for. But I think it's just also worth mentioning that with these two being later singles, I think it can be normal for, or probably back then, to have later singles having lower budget music videos, or definitely less impactful ones, you could say. But anyway, let's move on. So this brings up the question of whether this counts as a music video or not, and I think I'll still say yes. So this is their first ever single, or yeah, this still came before Ring Ring. But yeah, just seeing them perform, yeah, there's just something about it of how they first come together, because there is a song way before that called what's it called? Hey Gentleman, something like that. It's a Swedish song which is originally Benny Bjorn's track, but they had the ladies as backing vocalists. It's a very nice acoustic song. But yeah, this is like the first time where they actually use ABBA as a name, and because in this first, more the Ring Ring era, you could say, there is definitely more of a balance between the men and the ladies singing. It was up until later where they thought, no, yeah, let's put the ladies in the forefront because they're clearly the better singers. But yeah, just watching them all in their earlier years, and because the men and the women act has like two duos, which yeah, and this music video kind of helps establish that, which is really nice. And yeah, of course, it carries through throughout the rest of their visual discography, you could say. Is that like a way to group music videos? I don't know. But yeah, it's just something about it, as because not a lot of people are nostalgic for the Ring Ring era. It's mainly the Waterloo era and onwards, but I think it's still nice to see all of them in their earlier days. And also, I think that one I'll need to have a look, because that's not in any of the playlists. That's how much it doesn't seem to count as a music video, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well. So let's see what else there is. I kind of like the filming. Has the two shots, as they call it, where they have two people share a shot, and yeah, and has these rising camera shots as well, just giving you like a proper overlook at all of them playing, because it feels it's like it has like a smaller scale as well, which like is suitable because obviously they like the later music videos and performances are much bigger in scale later on. I wonder where this is at, because there is a video where it explains where all of the film locations are, such as the Polish studios. That's it, yeah, because Pola was one of the primary music records they worked with. But yeah, just cool instrument playing and just seeing them at their youngest. Yeah, it is just very nice overall. So yeah, move on to the next one. So next up is Does Your Mother Know? So this is where we kind of get into, well, I nearly say the iconic music videos, because there are like some in between the section, but I think these ones are made up of the live performances, live performance based ones. There you go. But yeah, just watching this one, I just remember thinking, after watching the rest, thinking that this one didn't really have as much memorability compared to the other live performance based music videos, because Thank You for the Music has like a nice quiet atmosphere. Every level has like some cool effects, and you have the other one that also has like some interesting lighting and effects in between. But this one, it does just feel like a normal film and concert one, which it's like it could, like I said, I do enjoy watching them, but it is something that nearly every band does one way or another, just normal filming of a live performance. And this just looks, because look, watching it right now, it feels smaller, like a smaller room, a bit like Thank You for the Music. It does not like a Wembley studio. It doesn't feel that big. I think what I will say though is that I like the coherency of the of the red lighting, because as a very I guess like an exotic in its own way. I just like how the red lighting is just very associated with this music video, and it definitely helps it stand out. And yeah, it does cut between all of the ABBA members, although there are like cases where people are performing in front, which can be a tad disconcerting. And not to mention the red lighting is so intense you can barely see the hands of the people clapping in that. Yeah, and the editing still matches the pacing of the song. Yeah, because there's like the quick snippets, especially with the piano speeding up. But when the ladies have their turn after the choruses, it slows down a bit. So that's definitely nice. Yeah. So I think the editing, I think, is like the best part of this music video. Actually, no, it's the lighting. I just really like it. But it's just also nice to see, like the four of them perform in this manner, especially later on in like that, because with the women being in the forefront, to have the men to have like the equal amount of the limelight in this one. It's just I guess just helps it stand out. So yeah, it is just nice to see one of them perform in that manner. So yeah, I can tell that there isn't a lot left to it, but the track is still absolutely superb. I really like the speed and the momentum it has. Alright, so next up we have Thank You for the Music, which also has a live based music video. But yeah, as I said earlier, there's like a hint of green in this music video, and there are these long takes. You have like Ben, Benny playing the piano, and this is also probably the most popular music video with this overlapping, because yeah, on 33 seconds, for instance, into the music video, it has so Benny's piano playing like slowly fades away over time as Agnetta's the face comes in, and yeah, just like a nice slow effect, just to help match with the steady build up of the song. And yeah, just have these longer takes, which helps make it stand out. And I remember these light beams, they're not as intense compared to other music videos, which I kind of like as well. It makes it look more like a star, like a sky of stars almost. And and unlike the previous music video, you can just see ABBA performing above the people, which means because even if Does Your Mother Know, kind of has the like a minor hectic nature, which I suppose it helps match with the song, compared to Thank You for the Music, which is just a lot more calmer. So I'll say that. But yeah, the shots are a lot more clear, a bit more planned. And yeah, even like the beams of light are like crossing over every now and again, which sorry, just they cross over in a way which is it just makes it look rather cool. I like what everyone's wearing as well, and it's even having shots of the residents as well. Just kind of showing how inspiring they are to them, because this is a 1977 track, so was still in their golden age, because most people would say that Arrival, the album, and Voulez-Vous, they're the golden age album, thanks to the success of Mamma Mia and SOS, which was the self-titled album before Arrival. I like the zooming in and out of the camera as well, helps, showcase the scale, and just helps with the kind of nature of the song. And I just really like the green kind of lighting, and this is probably one of my favorite videos of them performing as well. Just with the clarity as well, because it partially reminds me of another live performance I really like is the 1982 miniature concert, you could say, because on the day before it came, for instance, that too has like steady camera work and slow cutting, and just really showcases them performing. It kind of reminds me of that. Just a very nice one. So now let's get on to Voulez-Vous. So this one has very interesting editing and lighting throughout this one, because for a second, because I once used to get confused between Voulez-Vous and Does Your Mother Know with the live performances, because they're both on the same album as well, so I just thought what would help to make them stand out. And you nearly get puzzled at first, because Voulez-Vous has that too has red lighting as well, although what the band members are wearing they're wearing far more reflective clothing, and even the microphones are sparkly, so that will help make that stand out. And I feel like it's a bit more scale, and also just watching this now, the hand waving from the public, it's not getting in the way of some of the camera framing, and I think these I think some of the close-ups also add to the emphasis of everyone's role as well. Because like Does Your Mother Know, Voulez-Vous also has like a sporadicness in its with how the song plays out, and this music video just seemed to match that as well. It's up to the bridge, with just the vocalizing. Oh yeah, there it is. 3 minutes 26. It's a bit flashy, which can bother some people, but I really like that. I think that moment just helps. Sorry, just hit my laptop. Anyway, so that moment I think is why I put this one as high as up there, because most of it is just normal live show filming, but once it has that flashy lighting and that, I just think that's a really cool effect. It definitely let's use that part of the song well. I kind of wish more of it was like that. I think it would have helped made it stand out more, because I remember that Voulez-Vous was a tricky album to make. If anything, it took the longest to make, so I think that might explain why those two music videos are as small as they are. But that surprised me, because Voulez-Vous is the title track for the album, so it's a bit of a shame those two got under the rug, and they have Chiquitica, which is just like a very like that's simple too, but it just has a far more memorability in it, and some like City that just managed to go all around Stockholm. So actually looking back, I think I think there was just a lot more emphasis with making the album work more so than the music videos that time. Sorry. But on that, so just the style of the clothing, the just better framing, and there's performance moments I like. I really like that moment where Agneta holds the holds the notes. I really like, that's like my favourite framing, and because as much as the flashing light part at the bridge of the song, as much as that can be a flaw in the music video, I personally really like that kind of stuff when it suits set part of the track, and yeah, I think it still does. Yeah, just go for blue lighting as well. It kind of helps with the contrast, but yeah, like I said, I would have preferred more of that. Alright, so next up, this is I think, yeah, these Spanish versions of the songs. But yeah, regardless, this one is for the Spanish version of Know Me, Know You, and there's some elements I do quite like. For instance, it does have that two shot in that angle, which I really like that as a reference, and there's some cool effects as well, such as the way is it this one, or that's going to confuse? No, there's no like cross editing. Oh, okay, there's like a transition of some kind, which I still kind of like. Helps make it more of a music video more so than a live performance. And yeah, a lot of clarity with the camera work, and the lighting isn't too evasive either. Oh no, the transition only happens once. I almost want to say that no, I think I just still like the clarity and the way it stands out, because it would just go between these extra close-ups, and yeah, the shots just feel a bit more planned here. So I'm watching this, and yeah, because Voulez-Vous and Does Your Mother Knows kind of before music videos, as much as I like their sporadic nature, it does just feel, I guess it just doesn't feel like as planned the camera works. They're just almost like trying to capture as many live moments as possible, and despite being in line with the performances. But yeah, it's like I feel like because of how much the music video takes its time, it was more memorable as far as I can see. But I could be tempted to probably put this below. I probably could run this lower, and I think other people might as well. So yeah, I think that probably explains why I put this one there. When just watching all the videos again. So yeah, let's go on to the next one. So yeah, Ring Ring, which is their first official music video. So I really like these performances in a ambient occlusion room, where it's all white. There's definitely like a nostalgic aspect about it, because even though it nearly somewhat comes back and Take a Chance on Me, but at first, like, these ambient occlusion rooms kind of represent the first era of ABBA, which there's just something about it which I really like, because when I just see these white rooms, I don't really associate it with anything else. Where it's just the white room and placing everything there. No windows, no props, nothing. So where it's just that. They just help embody that. But yeah, unlike the future ones, however, this music video doesn't do as much creativity as the later ones, like with the editing, the shots, but not to mention, this music video is probably the first one where it has, or the only one that has other people performing. And yeah, I think these people are people we do, well, that would help play like a bigger part in later on, because I don't remember the names, but it's often been the same other guitar players and the same drummer, and even I remember the saxophone person. He was really cool. So yeah, I think just if those are the same people, and I think it's just nice to see them, like help help with their music later on. Or if it's just for this music video, then I can still congratulate them, with helping ABBA thrive during their early days. But yeah, this music video does help introduce other bits and bobs, like the Benny's piano playing and some of the close-up shots of the girls and the 2 shots of the girls as well, posing as they're singing, and it's a bit of a drone shot as well to showcase the emphasis of the performing. But yeah, also like People Need Love, that this just like really shows a very evil version of ABBA, and if People Need Love didn't do that, then Ring Ring definitely did. And yeah, just and the costumes as well, they're ever so snazzy, but I feel like the costume work does become more coherent in later music videos, even the past music videos, which I ranked lower. Vila Vu's costume work, that one's really cool, their reflective kind of clothing. Yeah, just very early 70s. So yeah, overall it just helps it helps with the beginning of ABBA's branding, especially as it's primarily their first music video, so it's kind of cool with that. And I think one thing I like about Ring Ring as well is that if you play all the albums in a chronological order, this becomes the first track, and there's just something about that, just it stops off their entire discography and it ends with Ode to Freedom, assuming that whatever Voyage is, still the last album. And yeah, just like what a contrast, because this one's quicker, the one's slower, and there's just been a lot of maturity in between, or just growing up in general, just yeah, wow, it's just quite a sense of progression. So yeah, we'll just end it there. Yeah, just a very good first start, I suppose. Alright, so this one, I just need to jog my memory. So that's No Me No New, that's I Have a Dream. This is, okay, so this is the Spanish version of Thank You for the Music. And yeah, I think this one has the overlapping effects, which I quite like, not only between the singers, but also with the performance playing as well, which also plays in One Man, One Woman, and even Thank You for the Music as well. So it carries that over, which is kind of cool. I just need to jog my memory of this one. Yeah, fortunately, these ones aren't too memorable. I feel like this one probably goes below Ring Ring, but I feel like the effects and I like these long shots as well, and it even has that purple lighting as well, so it has a bit more going for it, and it kind of reminds me of Super Trooper a bit, but Super Trooper does have a higher budget and far more memorability as well. Yeah, maybe. Oh no, I just felt like during this early stage I should have reconsidered how I ranked these almost, but it is all kind of similar so far. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was just these overlapping effects that I just like the way it presented it. It's just oh yeah, and the start and the end. Yeah, I just really like those shots and how I remember them. And like I said, I feel like the purple lighting does help this music video stand out a bit more, even if it's say like another form of a music video for the same song. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this one. Oh gosh. Let's see. I tell you what, let's swap Thank You for the Music for this one, shall we? I feel like if we swap them, I can see that making a bit more sense. So yeah, that's the final position. Yeah, those two are swapping. So yeah, let's move on from that. Yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully it should. I think from now on it will definitely be far more coherent from now on. So now on to Waterloo, definitely another iconic music video. So this one it kind of carries tropes from the previous music video, but just having the 4 of them helps just focus on the primary band members, because as much as it was cool to see the other people playing it, because if it is just the four of them, then I feel like there must have been like, oh yeah, just have it just as four of them, and and I just feel like it helps you focus on who's who, and they all just don't really stand out, with the clothing, the way they're positioned. It's a bit more consistent there. And not to mention, I do really like the opening seconds. I think that's my favourite part, where it just has the statue in between, and then just cuts in everyone's faces. It's it's just like a really cool way to start off the song. And oh yeah, it's been doing it every now and again, because even if the music video is in a ambient occlusion room again, it does try its best with it, because I feel like cutting in between the statue helps with the theme of the song, and I think the statue being white also like matches with the room as well in some way. And but yeah, not to mention if these lot were about to go into Eurovision and just trying to start up the band even more, I think that explains why they're in this white room and couldn't do on-set filming, for instance, because it's far easier to shoot in this room. And I was going to say something else as well. Oh yeah, not to mention music videos are like still relatively new. Well, I know that the Beatles have loads throughout the 60s, but yeah, I think it's just at the starting point, which explains why these music videos start in these far simpler locations at first. But anyway, so yeah, the two shots have a bit more variations, especially for the ladies. They do, they try different poses, and it just helps add a bit more character, especially compared to the other music videos that have been covered so far in this video. But yeah, it just also shows more that the ladies are the lead singers, and the lads are just helping with the musical side of things, even if they still somewhat act as their backing vocalists. But yeah, just the shots of Benny's piano playing as well, I really like them, and I feel like it's some of the best shots of him in this music video as well. But yeah, not to mention just the clothing, despite going for different colours and materials, it's just something iconic about it, not just because they won it and it has that nostalgic feel, but I think it's just how bold it is, because everyone's clothing has like the white in between, and yeah, it's just something I really like about it. I think it's just like glitter all across, and the pattern when it's all consistent as well. Yeah, it's just something really cool about it. Just a very memorable set of costumes. Yeah, probably some of the best ones in the music video. So just a very very cool one. Yeah, again, despite what's been introduced so far, this one I think definitely sells ABBA from like a really good starting point. But we'll get back to what comes later. But this one, so yeah, from now on, this is definitely more definitive ranking compared to how kind of messy it was. It's just, I think it just explains why later ones are far more memorable. But this one is the Spanish version of I Have a Dream, and I really like the shots I do generally like, because when later on in Fernando with the fire lighting up the room, this one nearly has that, but it's a candle instead, and having that in front of either lady singing, it gives the song a bit more of a different flavour almost, because when I think of this song, I think of that other live performance, the one that has the children on, and it's like quite dark stage. That's what I kind of think of more so, because when I see the flames and the orange lighting, I think of Fernando and I do. They seem to like those colours and way of lighting the most. But I feel like with the candlelight in this particular music video, it still sells that gentle aspect of I Have a Dream, which yeah, which the song is definitely is. It's just definitely far more gentler track. And also, like Fernando, it shows both men playing guitars, which you don't often see, but I still really like this group shot, and it's just slowly zooms in as well. Because I wonder when I think these Spanish versions of the tracks were, be like comparing all of them, they're all like similar age. Would these be made shortly after the original music video? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Um, but yeah, it's when it's just not transitioning or using the kind of lighting. It's just watching them before. It kind of reminds you of Chiquitita, but I just really like Chiquitita's atmosphere and how that plays out more. So we can always think of reasons why that's far more memorable, with the setting and that. So yeah, it just definitely has a bit more personality. I think overall this music video is just a bit too similar to all ones, but I do like the candle, still makes this song kind of interesting. It kind of sells another side of it, but yeah, like I said, not gonna lie, it's that other live performance I think of more so because not gonna lie, it's just it's the colour blue as well because it's part of your Levy, which is also a blue album. I just kind of associate with that, and I think that's what the lyric video does as well. I might be wrong, but because not gonna lie, when I listen to songs, sometimes I can envision colours I just felt like this could have gone for imagine a blue flake candle, that would be kind of cool, but I think that'd be and actually no, you'll need like an extra hot flame to do that. Never mind. Anyway, that I think most of that's just subjective, but like I said, just those I just like those little tidbits. It still sells the song nicely. I think Waterloo probably goes above this one. To be honest, it's just a more interesting use of lighting, I suppose. Anyway, let's go on to I do. I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I do short, just one shot. Anyway, I really like this one. It has like a lot of personality to it. So this one is after Waterloo. So when rewatching it, it still uses that white room every now and again, but it's and it has these in the backgrounds as well. Because not gonna lie, because as it's typically associated as a like a wedding song almost, it feels like the music video is like shot in uh, like almost like a church with very little lighting, as if it's in a church at night time. It kind of gives me that kind of feeling. It's a very heavenly kind of music video, despite because I kind of think of it as a quite powerful track as well, because of the way the piano jams and the way that it goes into a key change into the bridge, and how powerful the ladies' vocals are. It still sells that grand nature of the track, and I also just really like how having the lighting. I think the lighting might be just behind the ladies performing. It just makes them glow, almost like making them more like angels in a dark area. I really like these close-ups as well because in I still have faith in you. I'll probably would bring it up later on, but that music video also has like snippets of unused footage, and it has like a couple of snippets of just the women close up, which doesn't show up in this music video. But like I said, I just still really like the shots because just like the way they glow and because they just look like very gentle but so powerful at the same time. So it just really sells that. And then one of the only times the men show up is the saxophone playing again. I'm not sure if they play this or not, but one thing for sure is that the saxophone player, who I think I'll try and find the name of right now, I think would have had a big part in the saxophone playing, even if the men play. Let's have a look. Saxophone player. I know, sorry, I'm going through the internet whilst I do this. Ulf Anderson. Oh yes, shares the surname as well. Oh, okay, yeah, Ulf Anderson. Okay, yeah, because there's Benny Anderson, but there's also their manager Stig Anderson, and then there's the Ulf Anderson. I don't know who's related. It was Stig and Benny related. I don't know. I need to remind myself, but yeah. I think definitely has my favourite saxophone playing. But anyway, we're not talking about the quality of the song; it's the music video. I still want to rank them. This band's entire discography, and I'd definitely do this another time. But yeah, I just really like the shots of the piano playing. And oh wait, it has like a frozen frame at the end of the music video. Okay, it kind of reminds me of a old PSA where it has like a frozen final frame. It's mainly to give like more of a shock factor, but in this case, I guess it just helps with making the songs ending more definitive. I think that's what it's trying to go for, because PSAs are normally trying to go for a more shock or scary approach with a final freeze frame, but not this case. It's just kind of interesting, but I think that's what older TV used to do. And yeah, even the costume works are also coherent as well. They're all wearing white, which also just sells that that wedding feeling, you could say, or like a heavenly theme to the music video. Yeah, it's just this one's just like a very cool one, because subjectively, like Water and Ring Ring are very good starting points, and then you have Vila Vu, Thank You for the Music, Does Your Mother Know? They, despite my lower ranking of them, I still kind of like the framing and what they do in iconic ways. But yeah, this one I think is just absolutely superb. It is like an ABBA song which is less preferred compared to the others, but I still think it's a really strong one, and I feel like the music video helps with that. Right, on to the next one. So that's me. It's a song that which I don't even know which album this one's from, actually. It's definitely not Vile Vu, that's for sure. Is it the self-titled album? No. Arrival? No, I've completely forgotten. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, there's just a lot of cool aspects to this music video. Oh, hang on, it's even reusing footage from Knowing You as well, as I bring it up. But yeah, I just remember there's like bits and bobs I like. It has I guess like a bit of a pose at the start, which is very reminiscent of their other type of music videos where they're on set. Sometimes an act actually, sometimes they pose. Um, um, and yeah, because I don't know where the song fits in the timeline, but it still it still shares those elements that can be seen in other music videos. And not to mention, as I'm continuing to watch this, this one has that car shot, that snippet in I Still Have Faith in You. Yeah, this is the music video originally comes from. So yeah, because both this one and Bang the Boomerang, those two songs, obviously they're not the most popular, but I feel like the snippets that I used for I Still Have Faith in You kind of makes those music videos had more emotional to me in some way, and especially with what shots they used. And yeah, I think the stuff that Have Faith in You, added those snippets to provide more popularity for those two tracks in particular, which is an interesting choice. But like that car shot, for instance, something that's just fab. It just really shows the kind of unity they had. This song is still on the simpler side, although as I go through this, it might have used unused footage for Knowing You as well, because there's snippets I don't always remember. Hang on, is that a shot from Money 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 as well? Oh, hang on, is this song from the Arrival era then? Ah, okay. So it's a song trying to be like a tribute to, because it's the last single of the album. Could be. I don't know why it's reusing that. Yeah, I think that's just the best thing, because Know Me Knowing You is a very sad song, and the Money 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 is a very theatrical track. So to use it here, it's yeah, I think that's just the best way to describe it, because yeah, most of the music video is just made up of this two shot, which I kind of like because with the it has that greenery in the background. Oh, another car shot. Just not one by the lake like the other one. Oh, it even ends with a shot in the sky with a seagull. Could that be foreshadowing the eagle music video, I suppose? So yeah, despite some memorability, oh, hang on, one more thing. I really like that silhouette, the silhouette kissing shot. That was really cool. I remember seeing that once, thinking, where did that come from? But yeah, you can find it in 0 minutes 34. Yeah, there's something really about that which I really like, because that's what that mid era, well, not mid as in ranking. I mean in the middle of their career. The whole um, relationship aspect between them. Um, it was shown off often during that middle era, and yeah, it is just something I really like. It just helps sell them as people, and the future music videos do that better. But I think that silhouette shot, and I really like the car driving footage, and it's quite coherent as well because it's filmed in like mostly natural areas. And granted, I think the reusing footage just it's like a tribute to the album, or maybe that's what the song's about. Could it be about? Um, Although it's all about relationships, really. I'll probably need to listen to it again to reach that kind of conclusion. But just the shots alone, and yeah, I just found this one a lot of fun. Um, yeah, just definitely elements you don't really see in from of the music videos. All right, on to Mamma Mia, which is actually no, Take a Chance on Me is. Oh, hang on, SOS has a white room as well. Anyway, Mamma Mia is down here because obviously in the prior ones they've performed in front of people. There's some on set filming, but in this case, it is a white room again. But I feel like the filmmakers, in fact, it's actually who directed that modern Nutcracker film that was in like 2018, 2019? No, I think it was what 2018. It's that guy. He um, helped create a lot of these music videos, like a good majority, especially the early iconic ones. So whoever it is, that's him. And but yeah, I feel like he um, yeah thought of more, like I say, more creative ways for the shots, because it starts off with the piano feature, wherever that is. Yeah, because I can't see that without thinking of this song. So definitely its own kind of iconography within this song. And yeah, not to mention I really like the costumes as well. Yeah, it's I was about to say all white, but yeah, Benny's not exactly wearing white, but it's just the kind of pattern work and the kind of material he's wearing, and it kind of makes him match with the piano in some way as well. And even Bjorn's wearing something that makes him, his similar style to Benny as well. And of course, the women have the all white costumes, which is really cool. I remember one documentary where the costume designer was like, "Oh, Frida, is that a bit too short?" She was like, "No, it's fine." And yeah, it's just a very cool costume. Anyway, yeah, just many other iconic moments as well. Like after that piano playing has Beyond's a guitar playing later on as well, which yeah, that too I just like envision every time because it's like a very solid guitar hook that helps start off the track. And then, not to mention, it gets to the close-ups, the side of the front of the face, and then it has the chorus shot of the two ladies and even the two men later on. And then the way they just like turn as well. Oh, it's so good. It's very little choreography, but it's still effective and solid in its impact, especially the way it goes with the song. Because yeah, this song is like a master of how everything's kept in beat, whether it's slow or fast. And um, yeah, especially with what the piano does. Anyway, that's just more of a song critique. But yeah, it's just so cool. It just has these steady shots, and yeah, thanks to the performances, the ladies really sell the kind of power they have to voices, despite because they don't move about much during the verses, but um, yeah, they just have way more presence, and I think like this music video helps emphasize that more because they did have like presence in like some of the prior music videos like Waterloo for instance, but I just feel like the more like powerhouses. But yeah, but yeah, it is just worth mentioning that this song was the song that helped them make them proper artists after Waterloo. Oh wait, hang on, no, Best West kind of did that, but Mo Mail, of course, was the more successful one, especially for the UK, which was the big music market to go for. Um, but yeah, just full of iconic stuff. I really like the choreography. It's just some of the best, even if it's on the simpler side of things, and the way it just has the shots grouping the women and grouping the men, just just like the way it's consistently used. Because even the shots of the men is like consistently at that angle. And yeah, it just helps once again. It just makes the shots more organized in a way, and it's just a very solid one of some yeah it's just overall just really cool and really well planned out. All right, so let's move on to Dancing Queen. So this one I kind of think of another performing in front of a crowd kind of music video, but this one does have more going for it, because it has these pan shots or across the room, which like helps showcase the scale of the setting and even the song in some way. I was just trying to find it. Where's the on my where is it? Has this playlist got doesn't have that song? Oh dear, that's gonna upset a lot of people. Anyway, I'm getting it up now. And hop back on that for later. Anyway, right, let's resume. So this one also has like a very interesting kind of lighting. Once again, it is that kind of orange and black look, but when looking at it again, it has like the hints of like a pinkish purple, and it even matches with their clothing as well. As it looks with all the band members, this is definitely another more coherent clothing style everyone's wearing. Probably the most coherent because of how everyone's wearing darker clothing, and yeah, and this one does carry on some of the uh, video making iconography, with the two shot of the ladies and their close-ups of their singing or shooting the side of them, and showcases the men playing a bit. Even when the people are performing in, like they're getting the way the camera shots, a bit like Does Your Mother Know, it doesn't feel as sporadic or in the way. And also, like, thank you for the music, it does have shots of the people, and as more of a dancing song, it does help, tell that, seeing everyone dance along with it, it just really helps to the identity of the track. And yeah, the camera constantly zooms back and forward, and you can even see other band members playing if they're the same ones from Ring Ring, so that's interesting to bring them back. And yeah, also like thank you for the music, it does have some strobe lights. But in the background, these colour lights, but they don't have like a lens flare to it. I think it just must be the design of the studio. I feel like you can see a lot of the setting more clearly as well. There's a bit more geography. I can tell where everything is more so. And I kind of like the setting. It kind of reminds me of almost like if a pub had a stage, it kind of gives me that kind of feeling. Or maybe like a hall, for a birthday party. It kind of reminds me of one of those. So I like that about it. But because it's not the quickest track. It does take its time. This track does. So yeah, the camera is just very like focused and organised. Nothing too sporadic. It doesn't let the public get in the way of the band members playing. And yeah, everyone just it's a very precise colour scheme and and just the style of everyone's clothing. It's definitely a very top tier music video, I would say. Definitely, as it goes, it could be the best type of music video in front of a crowd. So yeah, that's another thing about it. I think it is also worth mentioning that I don't like how that music video is like leagues ahead of its views compared to the other music videos, because this one's currently standing at 917, which makes it nearly 1 billion views. Because following that is Gimme 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 with 491, and everything else is just less than 400 million, which I kind of see that's being a bit unfair. Because, granted, Dancing Queen is kind of the definitive top track for ABBA, but I just felt like there should be a bit more quality in how these songs are used. Because I know that a band or an artist needs that one track that that is like most agreed to be the best one, or or just like a definitive track. But it's just when I think of an artist, I often try and think of the discography as a whole, instead of just thinking of one particular track, even if I do have a favourite track from a certain band. So yeah, because I can imagine why the song Dancing Queen would be used quite often, for gathering most iconic songs or even most successful songs, as that song sits only American #1 in the American charts. But even then, I just personally would just like a bit more quality with all of the songs, even if this one's considered to be the top-notch one, you could say. Alright, so on to Bangaroo Rang. So this one is another on-set filming one, and this one has a lot of moments I like, because the kind of area they're walking around, I'm just getting up again to kind of remind me, but there's also like a couple of shots which is later used in I Still Have Faith in You, especially with that turn of Agneta in front of the sea and that close up of Benny. Yeah, it comes on this music video, which thanks to that song helps me like this music video a bit more. But yeah, just watching it now, just a bit like Naming the Game. It just mostly showcases them as normal people walking about and all enjoying each other's company, because this comes from the self-titled album, and this is just them nearly coming up at their golden age, and I really like the setting they're in. It's they look like they're like by a lake. It's just a very nice setting, which I think is why this music video, this music video is a bit higher in ranking compared to the others, and it even has a go with those punchy comic book snippets which you can see in between, especially during the chorus, because I don't really associate that kind of thing for ABBA, but I think it's just to give this music video or the song a bit more of its own identity, to go for a more out there look. But yeah, not to mention the way Beyond watches the ladies sing as well. There's something about it which, because back then he would have been like, oh, like really glad I'm in this band right now. I can see him think of something like that, because I watched other fan videos where that shot is used. I remember now, it was called Give a Little More, which was an unreleased track that Beyond sings, and it uses those shots of him looking at the ladies, and there's just something about it which thinking how far everyone's gone and how the band didn't continue after 82. It just has that kind of sad feeling to it, but just like a sense of looking back as well. I think what I will say is that maybe those the way the comic words kind of bump up, it's a bit sudden, and the camera like swirls around constantly as well. Or you've got shot of Superman at 2 minutes 44, I'll say. I don't really put them two together either, Superman and ABBA. I suppose Superman was popular in the 70s. Yeah, I can see it happening. Oh yeah, of course, because the the Christopher Reeve film was probably still in development then. So yeah, I think the camera work and the editing can be a bit sporadic at parts, but even then, I still like the setting. I really like that angular shot of the three of them. I like the shots still used later in I Still Have Faith in You. Yeah, still watch them as normal people. Yeah, they're all wearing the very interesting kind of fashion. Even what Benny and Fido are wearing are kind of similar to one another, which helps identify them as the couple. What does Agnetti and Bjorn wear? Oh, okay, yeah, they're both wearing like slightly floaty coats. Yeah, okay, yeah, that helps them put them together. Or even that quick shot in front of the lake, both playing guitars at the same time. Again, so that's the third instance. Well, even then, yeah, still, there's still, I think this music video does rather well for the song as well. So yeah, let's go on to the next one. So yeah, just to clarify, yeah, I think there are just times where the editing can be a bit much times, but other times and I quite like it because it messes with the speed of the track, especially if part of the metaphor is a boomerang. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. So this is the music video for Little Things, and yeah, I think as it goes, I think this might be the last music video, because it is worth mentioning that there's a whole heap of unreleased ABBA tracks, like Just Like That, Giving It a Little More, and there's also 2 unfinished Voyage tracks, which hopefully might be released one day, so that could be kind of cool. But anyway, so that's the last one. As I'm watching it right now, there are aspects I like about it, but I think one common criticism I've heard of it is that it's not like suitable to the song, because like if I have to guess why, it's because when I first heard of the song, it sounds like an acoustic kind of Christmas song, like the one the kind of Christmas song you would hear in like a shed in winter, something like that. But when watching the music video, it's just a load of kids preparing to perform and that, and there is definitely a nice message in there, which I'll get to. But I can see why some people aren't like the biggest fan of the video, because of it not quite matching with it's not the kind of imagery you would put to your head when you listen to the song. This music video does have an alternative ending to this song, which isn't very common, because there's normally one type of version of an ABBA track. Other than there's Dolby Atmos, I suppose. What's it called? Oh yeah, I think it is called Dolby Atmos, where I forgot what the channel's called, but so far there's Gimme 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 and Waterloo that has like different versions of this song that you can hear different layers of. Like in Gimme Gimme Gimme, there's a version of the song where the bass is more in the forefront, like way more in the forefront, and yeah, it's very cool to listen to, and it's genuine as well. But anyway, going back to Little Things' own music video. So the kind of goal that the music video is apparently trying to go for is the idea of children should be doing more out and about things, something a bit more energetic, rather than staring at screens all the time, which yeah, that theory does seem to be true, because the music video does have the kids at their phone screens, and then they are suddenly inspired by ABBA, and then they pretend to plan the arena. Skimmed through it right now. Yeah, they're just doing all sorts. Playing instruments, they're performing, and even looking at past music videos for inspiration, and they have their own little concert made up of much younger versions of the band members. Because normally would associate not going on your screens for going outside, for instance, but in this case, like, they're still indoors, but they're still doing something active, something a bit more worthwhile something to learn from, because like all of these kids could like make their own music videos, or I don't know, just something that's far more productive and active compared to going on your screens all day. But yeah, I like the it has quite a nice colour grading, because the thumbnail, as you can see, is that house outside, and that's a really nice looking shot actually looking at it, because it has that gold look behind the dark background, which is quite reminiscent of the Voyage album. There's quite a lot to unpack actually. So they're watching the screen, they're watching behind the scenes of how Voyage is made, and seeing how creative products are normally made. Inspires all of these children. Because I think there have been other music videos in general where it shows anyone creating a piece of work, and that I normally like. Because the camera doesn't stop moving actually. Watching the music video back in twice the speed, but camera doesn't start moving. A lot of the shots are slow motion, and not to mention, okay, so one passing sprint. Oh, okay, that's okay. I like those moments. So the watching Frida perform in concert, trying to copy her dance moves, to see how they can make their own version of ABBA, and someone watching Agneta in Chiquitita, because not only is that one of the more Christmassy songs, I suppose, but Chiquitita is actually a charity song, because any money goes to I forgot what the charity is called, but it's a children's charity of some sort, and the money always goes there. And the music video at least has that Christmassy feeling, I suppose, because I remember when first listening to the album and I was in Felixstowe, and it was just that garden centre that was just like a massive shed, and it was Christmassy in that. So I think both the song and the music video still kind of achieve that kind of feeling for me. So because I think, not to mention, I think all the other music videos, at least have the 4 ABBA members far more the present. So to have these kids around instead pretending to be them, or creating their ABBA Voyage, I can see how that could stick out like a sore thumb from others. But I think with what he wants to achieve, I think it's done that well. I just see both sides, and I suppose approach the music video in good faith. So I think just with how much is being watched, and not to mention just kind of shows how ABBA can continue on to new generations, which I find that quite reassuring. So I think that's all I can say for this one. Just has a lot going for, I suppose. Alright, so on to Chiquitita. So I struggle to say that one. Chiquitita, there you go. Which is Spanish for little girl. For those who do not know. But this one is really good in its simplicity, because they must be in some kind of on-set filming somewhere. I can imagine somewhere high up, because like Norway, Sweden also has snow. I could be wrong though. But I just really like the colour grading. There's mountains in the background, and that snowman looks like it's generally built, is it? I think so. That's proper snow. But this music video does take its time more, because there's instances of showcasing Bjorn playing and Benny playing, but most of all, most of it is made up of this close up of Agneta. Just watching her perform in this manner is it's really endearing to watch. And then so he zooms out to show both girls now that Frida's involved, so that's a nice way of slowly progressing the song. And then it quickens a little bit, especially seeing the whole shot. That's how big it's going to get, so it's still selling that kind of scale, which I think the song still kind of has, because not to mention, because even if it does seem like a a simpler tune at first, it's like a very universal track. So to see them in a bus location, it just kind of sells the idea of this song going everywhere, I suppose. Oh yeah, like echoing the mountains, I suppose. So yeah, that's just already like a very neat concept. But yeah, the camera's just always like straight on as well, which is quite an interesting idea. Oh, okay. I kind of take that back. It looks like we're facing Frida in a slightly different angle. Because if you think of the 3D space, which is X, Y, and Z, it's almost as if we were watching the camera from the X-axis, but it just looked like we bent a bit. Oh, okay, another angular shot again. Okay. But yeah, I like everyone's clothing as well. Just like a very nice wintry feel, and even the blue and red Agnet and Frida are wearing, it's almost reminiscent towards when they were wearing blue and red, but then they decided to swap those colours for those neon suits and Abba Voyage, which I really like. I think that's just a coincidence though, other than a couple of iconic costumes in some games, say like in Dancing Queen where everyone wears the same colour. I don't think there's not that much into the costume, and because there are bands like Ghost Orchis that definitely has more emphasis on the costume side of things. Well, they go back to music video. Oh my god, there's someone walking in the background. 4 minutes 20. Oh, is there someone walking in the background? What's that? This was. Oh, is that Bigfoot? Oh, I never noticed that. What a detail. Is that meant to be an Easter egg? Oh my gosh, it just makes you wonder what else is in the background. Yeah, I really like the snowman, by the way. It reminds me of that snowman animation, and the sequel involves the snow dog. Oh yeah, and then there's more of that longer shot at the end with Venus piano playing. I really like that outro, and yeah, I want to just enjoying it. Yeah. So yeah, overall, I really like this setting. The music video definitely suits the song, and ABBA Voyage, the show, does go for a more sunset approach, which I think still suits it as well. It's like once again, it's just exploring it from a different angle. Yeah, I can see both of those working compared to what the second music video did for Dream. Oh no, well, just that only one. Because yeah, as you can, Die Over Dream doesn't have a music video exactly. It just had one iconic performance, and plus its lyric video, which is not based on any like specific music video, as as you'll find out in your own time, I suppose. So yeah, like I said, I like the setting. I like how it takes its time and the snow feeling. Yeah, it's just simplicity at its best, I would say. So yeah, now let's get on to the latter half. So I think this is where we enter more like other iconic elements and other aspects that makes these music videos like very solid in how they sell the song. So I just need to get the visuals for Fernando. That's the next one. So yeah, it does have the fiery imagery, which is extremely. Oh, sorry, I just got distracted by an advert. Wow, that looks like a cool video game. Anyway, so yeah, Fernando, yeah, has the. Yeah, oh wow, look at that sunset. Or is it a sunrise? I can't always tell. Yeah, very cool way to start off the song. Yeah, then it's a night sky. Well, it's an artificial night sky. Then it leads into the fire, following by the fading of Frida. And yeah, it's just like quite an interesting way to start the song, because we don't come back to that sunset, and it sticks to Frida's face for quite some time. Actually, it's quite a like what a contrast between Fernando and Chiquitito. Have Agneta, being in the forefront mostly for in a cold setting, and then Frida for a much warmer setting. So that's definitely one way to define the girls. You could say chill and fiery. You could say, and Okay, no, never mind. I thought it was something important. So yeah, and as you go later on, it goes into different angles of Frida and Magneta. They went on two of them, helped with the variation, and they're still within that artificial sky because you can see the actual star shapes. Yeah, this definitely looks like a studio, just like a darker one. And oh yeah, there you go. His at 1 minute 48 has the iconic face crossing camera position, I suppose. Yeah, just like as you can see from No Me No on its own thumbnail. Yeah, it's just I think that's like the most iconic music video thing for ABBA. And oh, it does go back to the sunset again, so that's kind of neat. Once again has the men with guitars, and the fire is also genuine as it looks. Oh my gosh, we've got props of rocks, trees, and yeah, there's a proper fire as well. And yeah, from what they're wearing, and also the design of the guitar, because is it like yes, it is Spanish themed in some way. Yeah, I always get confused what messaging is which. But yeah, regardless, it's yeah, the music video definitely matches that kind of it's like gloomy and exotic at the same time, and just yeah, because if it's like partially a war song as well, but just almost like in the aftermath or in a quieter time during it, then yeah, that music video does help create that kind of imagery. Yeah, and some really good close-ups and fades in as well. Yeah, so I think the fire alone just makes that yeah, just very solid overall. So yeah, I do enjoy that one. All right, on to SOS. So this has an effect that makes it stand out on its own. Like because at first I wasn't like the biggest fan of the when the visuals get distorted. Or hang on. Or like even in the piano right now, it's like being reflected, or the many miniatures, as if you have like a fly's eyes for a bit, I suppose. But I think I think not only would something like that be a new effect at the time, but I think it's a way to show your reality getting distorted because it's a breakup song after all. Like, yeah, God, this song is so fantastic. It's like very structured in a specific way as well, because skimming through right now, it goes from piano shot to Ignata, and then more bit of distortedness, and then there's a shot at the piano goes in and out, and then you do have like the distorted close-up stereo one. So yeah, and I'm also looking at the yeah, it looks like I can't really tell. Is it a? I think it could be a forest. Yeah, they look like they're in a oh, but they're standing in an area of rubble. So I think I just thought it's like a forest that's behind Ignata, but no, I think no, oh gosh, it looks like a forest because it has the way it's lined up. But yeah, right there, well, just like watching these Ignata close-ups, just there in the centre of the shot. Oh, hang on, did the camera just move a bit? At 0:33. Oh yeah, it did move a bit. Never mind, it was early days. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not going to knock it off the goose points for that. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, we're having that forest distorted in the background, and then you can also see, them standing around rubble. That's already some metaphorical aspects. Once again, just unsure of what movement forward is like, and also, the rubble can also represent how, what the relationship is like in the narrative of the song, and just all falling apart, and yeah, just not knowing where to go. So yeah, that is like some visual symbolism, just like multiple aspects of it, which still makes this music video still interesting alongside the song, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm just like amazed how simple yet effective the song is. Yeah, it's just an absolute banger. And then, oh, they're in the White Studio again in 1 minute 45, I think. So yeah, this is probably their first official on-set filming. And oh, okay, I see some trees later on. So okay, so I think they've been filming in the forest as well. And yeah, and also just seeing Benny's piano playing in the reflection, that could also just represent the literal idea of reflection, or looking at yourself and just wondering what else to do. So yeah, this is just extremely well done for first video. And yeah, I personally rank it up this far. Yeah, it's just because I put it up there because of the effects of what they kind of achieve, and I like the swirliness, and I like the kind of piano playing that starts off with how somber the song is, but no, there's definitely way more to it. So yeah, because I know I've made some hiccups with how I ranked these, because I try to be as consistent as possible, and looking back, there are like some music videos definitely better than others, but yeah, from let's see, about I do and onwards, yeah, I'm definitely certain with all of that. So yeah, just an extremely cool one. I like what everyone was wearing as well. It's just very early 70s, like very jazzy. um, so yeah, it just has that Waterloo feel, I suppose. It could also represent how they can be taken seriously after Waterloo, or they still have a lot of power afterwards, or how they can sell lots of emotion, besides Waterloo. Because both the Ring Ring and the Waterloo albums, they still have their own like emotional tunes. Even Ring Ring has a song called Disillusion, which is, I guess, is arguably first like ABBA sad song, you could say. You know how When It Takes It All is like the sad one for Super Trooper, or how I Can Be That Woman is like the sad one of Voyage. Yeah, if that's if categorising the songs in that way, then yeah, I think no, that's the one. Speaking of Voyage, did you know that Keep an Eye on Dan, that track that has it shares some notes of SOS, and even the way Keep an Eye on Dan ends, he uses part of a piano rhythm that definitely comes from SOS, and yeah, even some people say that SOS was almost like a sequel to Keep an Eye Down, which is like an extremely interesting way of looking at it, as if it could actually come from a child's perspective of losing their parents instead of a relationship that way. That is definitely a way to interpret it, and I think the music video could still back that theory up. Anyway, let's move on to Happy New Year. So this one's another interesting one. So like Chiquitita, where it's a bit of a Christmas song, yeah, but yeah, I think Happy New Year has been um, definitely classed as a Christmas song from time to time, because when you watch Christmas channels, or music channels playing Christmas songs, it yeah, it does seem to be classed as a Christmas song. And even when watching it right now, it is quite white outside, so it looks like snow has happened. But yeah, like this, it's definitely like I think, yeah, this is definitely like one of those music videos where it has a lot of, with the way it's filmed, it feels like more of a short film, in a way almost, because when you like first start up this music video, there's a lot of mess, and it's just two people in a room, and yeah, if that's beyond at the door, that definitely emphasizes. I can't really say emphasize as way of well, it's just like a minor bit of symbolism of what their position is like, because they split up in 1979, so it's somewhat carrying that over. Well, whether it's acknowledging reality, or presenting its own narrative, with or without deep inspiration. Yeah, so yeah, that's a proper Dollycon shop. That is, the way it goes to the room all across like that. And then it goes on to the massive crowded shop, which I think that's definitely in a studio because you can just see the walls. Yeah, it's definitely not a proper building with windows. Yeah, singular purple street light, and it kind of reminds me of they almost made their own version of Sergeant Pepper's Broken Heart Club Band. What's it called? Was that right? I don't know. Um, anyway, so yeah, it's just just the way to see a variety of people like that, and also like Super Trooper because of this song being part of. Because yeah, Super Trooper has like imagery of the album's own front cover, even Happy New Year. I think still shares that because are they wearing the same kind of clothing? Let me have a look. Oh, it is possible, yeah, because Freeze's definitely wearing the same. Yeah, it could even carry over from Super Troopers, so that is quite an interesting connection there. What I also like about these two shots, like in this thumbnail, for instance, it still goes to show that they still like those two shots, and also, yeah, in 1 minute 50, have Agneta mainly being at the forefront with Frida coming in and out. That is, it's a neat way of having Frida come in and out of the song, both in an audio and in a visual way. And yeah, I think this music video just also reminds me, how I've grown up there because both the ladies look, like just like just more mature, you could say. Yeah, it's just definitely more of a difference. Because granted, they do look extra during the early years, but then just throughout their golden age, they're just not aged much, other than Frida's hair change every now and again, I suppose. Um, but yeah, so with so yeah, this music video after all, has the two shots, the shots inside the house and the crowd. So could the house be like the after party, and it could also represent um, how some people are like with Happy New Year's, maybe how some are out celebrating while some are left alone, or those whoever posted it or ended up with the mess. Because yeah, it's a song I haven't heard much actually, despite liking it. It is one I should listen to more so because I think there is. Well, every song has a deep meaning, really. Is that well done? Well, all of the songs really. And it also has this spinning shot between the men and the women as well, how they go one by one. Yeah, I think that's just a different way to keep up the momentum of the track in its own pace, of course. And yeah, because just like a slower one as well, there isn't an awful lot of cuts. Oh, there is some freeze frames later on. I think just hinting at the ending. Oh, and even at the end of the music video has Bjorn and Agneta standing with one another, which that could also mean forgiving them eventually, well, just in the narrative sense, of course, like in a narrative way, or how she how like the character in the music video could say just decides to watch the fun outside even if you're next to someone you're not with anymore, or it could even be a way to start to meet cute. It could be that. It's quite layered and just quite many ways to find meaning in it. So yeah, quite like that. Right, so now let's get on to. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Hang on, finding the song. No, not sneezing. I hope not. Yeah, that's not a sneeze. Okay, so on to when all is said and done. So this song has a lot of cool moments. So firstly, the gloominess of the song really stands out because Thank You for the Music has the gloominess with like some of the beams of light. Fernando has the fire, but when all said and done, has more of a almost like a coastal, calm, exotic kind of look. Because even at the start of that music video, it has Frida walking on some rocks. So because sometimes like holidays can be, a way of representing the next stage in life or a way to move on, especially if you're moving somewhere, for instance. So I think that's the kind of idea it's going for, because it is a post-breakup song, but one that's a tad more optimistic, especially because it's not as sad as the other songs we could think of. And even the gloominess right now, like sure is back up by some lighting, but it feels like the sun is shining on them as if they're in a cave of some sort. Oh yeah, there has those pavement shots of Benny and Frida, because they split up afterwards, and yeah, this is the Visitors album, so both the couples are they're both couples are no longer together at this point. So yeah, to have Frida and Benny being almost like the focus then, it does somewhat symbolise that. And because this also has like a greenish yellowish filter this time, and that definitely makes it stand out. It's almost as if the colours like getting drained out, and it's almost black and white, and it might be getting more black and white over time. And I think this was also probably the first single of that album, because Frida's hair isn't short yet, and Bjorn doesn't quite have his beard yet, because that becomes how those two look later on in 1982 and 1981-ish. And yeah, both the ladies are wearing sparkling dresses, and and also just going back to the whole narrative sense, the women are almost like the focus of the story, with them being not being as present, which could be another symbolism thing. But yeah, so I just like the sparkly dresses, like the way the gloominess is lit up, like in the thumbnail, for instance. And those shots out in the sea, that's really nice stuff. Because I remember just watching these music videos in the background, I was like, which one is this one again? And I was like, oh, it's this one. And I was just quite drawn to it, and it's just sort of, oh, okay, so there's even a pavement shot for Bjorn and Agneta as well. I think, if I just go back, oh yeah, there is, just having a look back at one another, because it looks like they're in a normal pavement area compared to because Frida is in one of those pavement shots, but to be out and about in the sea, there's definitely like a before and after in this narrative. And the way they're just looking back as well, it's almost like the most choreography in the 2%, I suppose. That's just like moving on and turning back. That's definitely the kind of vibe it's going for. So just really cool video. I know I've rewatched these shortly before, but I just didn't want to overplay the songs, because a lot of these ones are precious to me. So I guess it's just nice to discover more details as you do as well. Alright, so let's get on to Eagle. And I remember Eagle having some really nice colours. Not to mention, according to Benny and Bjorn, and probably the others, it's almost like a tribute to the band Eagle, which I can somewhat see the resemblance, because with what the guitar is like and the synth work, and it's very very relaxed at times. So I can somewhat see that connection. And also like throughout this music video, especially at the start, there's this colour grade in the way it just goes in and out. And I think nowadays it would look like After Effects if you just go through the colour gradient, especially what I do in my animations. But I think back then, I think that might be like a new technique. So they're in front of a disco ball at the moment, but I think it's just the idea of like lighting up, or embodying colour almost. Oh, and here's some proper footage of an eagle of some sort. Could be like a golden eagle, and some mountains. Could be the same ones as Chiquitica, perhaps. I think later on, all of this colour, like the colour maintains, but the disco ball is replaced with the mountains. Oh, they've got a great an eagle as well. It's quite a cool effect. Because this song has more of a like an adventurous feel at times. Because if you remember in Voyage, it's one of the this song is for one of the animations, like the quest ones, and yeah, it definitely has that kind of feel. And oh yeah, even there's the men in there as well. I think singing alongside them, that's nice. Because yeah, what they sometimes do is like have the women together but the men separate, or they have the men together, all the women their own shots. Yeah, it does go back and forward like that. So yeah, I think most of it's just colour grade in the music video. Although later on it, I was right, the mountain footage, to get to colour grading as well. So yeah, colour grading embodied in the music video. Yeah, whether it's people or effects or the background or even a single animal, it's it's just very interesting to watch because you're just like wondering what colour is happening next. And like I said, I think today's standards, some people might be like, oh yeah, it's lame, it's just constantly changing After Effects' colour grading, but yeah, but for a 1977 music video, I think there's something just quite charming about it. And yeah, and even if they when they darken because of the colour grading and they just suddenly appear, I think that's just something quite nice about it. It's almost like some light appearing in a way. In fact, it could even symbolise Northern Lights in a way. So yeah, that's I think that's a really fab detail if going for that. And also everyone the ladies anyway, just wearing a bright coloured clothing, which kind of resembles that colourful kind of look that ABBA the album has. Yeah, the white album with all of the colours on. Yeah, it's a very nice looking one. Yeah, I say that reminds me, as well as reviewing the albums and ranking them, I think I'll rank which front cover I like the best. Anyway, that's topic for another day, and so yeah, that one's just also rather cool. I haven't really. I think I'll probably go back to why I probably liked one after the other. But anyway, let's go on to Super Trooper. So this is a music video I can remember a lot of. I think I've probably seen this most when I was younger. I definitely have early memories of it when I was younger as well. Because, not to mention, after ABBA made the last video, because a couple of years later they released a Super Trooper 30th or 40th anniversary deluxe or something like that, so it kept the channel just like slightly active despite making one more video. But I think it's meant to be like the last music video or video in that way, and the following was just an advert. But obviously the Voyage stuff then came along, it just made them far more active, and then the lyric videos came along, so it was just a interesting history of the YouTube channel, for thing being left alone. Anyway, let's go on to the super duper music video, I suppose. Yeah. Oh yeah, that reminds me. That's a parody that has Rowan Atkinson in it. Yeah, it's called Super Duper. It's a parody. I just suddenly realised that. Anyway, let's actually talk about the music video. So firstly, yeah, the two shot of them. Yeah, I know it's called a two shot. It's very lame. It should be called like a dual shot or something. But anyway, yeah, I really like this starting point because this is like another instance of seeing the women a bit more mature and grown up. And yeah, like I do, it does have them look like they're glowing, but instead of that, them glowing behind a dark contrast, they're in a presumably ambient occlusion studio again, but they're still managing to glow. And yeah, because a big part of the music video is having these beams like shoot towards the camera, like hitting our eyes, which I think do address the elephant in the room. Yeah, I think this music video does have cases of it being a bit flashy and yeah, which can, you know, bother those who have epilepsy. I'm surprised it doesn't really come with a warning, but hopefully it doesn't, because it's not as sporadic as, I don't know, the second Incredibles, I suppose, because that has extremely flashy imagery from time to time involving a villain. But anyway, so after that really cool um, two shots, or two shot rather. But yeah, now again, this is the only time. Well, afterwards we get a reference to the Super Trooper front cover of the four of them, you know, together in white and with a massive crowd around them. They could be the same kind of people we see in Happy New Year or vice versa. I reckon Super Trooper came first, and yeah, because it's not neither of them exactly copy the front cover, but it is definitely a reference to it in some way. But yeah, you can just see them enjoying, you know, what's surrounding them. It could actually be like a surprise party for them, who knows? But then they get on to performing, and then yeah, see Frida nice jumper as well, because jumpers aren't really a youngster thing, but at the same time they, you know, just kind of shows um you know, their kind of maturity and that Frida has, I suppose, and you know, she's making it look cool as well. Because I think part of the song it has almost like a I can't really say wintry feel. Although if she mentions Glasgow, you know, a place that typically is cold, then yeah, I think that it does have that kind of wintry feeling. But then you do see all of them in although yeah, they're still wearing white, so I think my own analysis could still stand. But yeah, then we get onto the more iconic parts where it's just um, all of these lights glimmering in the background. And yeah, this is like soft glimmering, so nothing that would cause any headaches when watching it. Oh, and it even comes back to the four of them in the crowd, and then it goes back to reading the jumper again. And because yeah, this song that I know is about, you know, beyond meeting a new loved one, and but yeah, I think that's like the inspiration, and yeah, I think it's just the way how Ignita just looks, you know, quite peaceful and almost as if the happiness is like nearly there, as if a new loved one is coming about. Which yeah, there we go. I got the words eventually. Yeah. But yeah, it's just a yeah, because even if Agneta works as the backing vocalist this time, sorry, I just accidentally hit my laptop again. Yeah, even if she's the backing vocalist, she still maintains like quite a lot of presence and yeah, and and yeah, just all of them wearing white as well. It reminds me of who else was wearing all white? I forgot already. Uh, well, Happy New Year, I suppose. Yeah, because that was different. But yeah, also later on in Super Trooper, they have these freeze frames of each ABBA member. I think it's like a way to slowly end the song and also just more emphasis on each person, because this was nearing the end of their golden age, you know, because this song was still quite successful. So yeah, I think it's definitely a way to just show them that, you know, we're still, you know, trying to be youthful, we're still trying to be cool, we're still cool despite being older. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's the things that kind of got me. So after 3 minutes 24, you do have like these flickering lights. So yeah, I can see how that might be bothersome. Yeah, it's cool in theory, I suppose, because I like flashing lights, but for that single fashion one, I'm not the biggest fan. Yeah, the colourful lights in the background, that's far more charming and almost like nostalgic as well. And even in like the four members, they're like a colourful. I think that's why they're all in white, so that the colour bounces off them in a way, and yeah, it's just like a very nice colour filter of them as well. And um, just an extremely charming music video. It's like a very abstract one. Um, yeah, and also yeah, I just suddenly realised, yeah, I think a lot of it's just my interpretation. But like I said, it is just a more of an abstract music video, but it still has a lot of really nice imagery, and the four of them, still maintain a a lot of presence, despite going into a new decade, and yeah, and it's just also just like nice and subtle, because sometimes music videos can be all about crazy, especially with the number of colours, but they didn't manage to put a lid on it, and that's what this band is good at doing that. So um, yeah, just the colours alone just makes it like a really charming one, and yeah, just the opening imagery as well is just fab. Alright, so let's get on to the next one. So next is Under Attack, and I hope you lot know about this song because this song is fantastic. I remember liking this in my teenage years because I remember hearing this when I was younger, but when listening to it again years later, I was like, oh, it's this one. But I love watching the music video now. It's a more of a dynamic music video because first things first, the music video ends with everyone leaving the warehouse. Not gonna lie, when I was seeing bits and bobs of it, I thought they were walking in the street, but no, they're in the warehouse. And yeah, the shot ends with them, leaving the warehouse. Which a lot of people symbolise it as, the end of ABBA at the time, I suppose, or because I think Roy just is significant enough to be like its own chapter, but after Visitors, but before Voyage, there's still everyone doing their own thing, like the solo albums and Chess and Benny's Orchestra. Yeah, I think you can still um, theorize all many kind of eras this band has, but it's definitely like the primary, at the end of the primary phase, of the song. Because some people are like, wait, which one is the last song? Is it the day before he came, or is it this one? But this one's December, so I think Under Attack is actually the last music video at the time anyway. Because the day before he came, it also has that leaving imagery of a train leaving, which I'll get to. But yeah, if Under Attack is December, or released in 82 of December, then um, yeah, it's definitely the last one. But how does it work as a last music video? And I think despite being a bit simpler in concept, it's I just think there's just a lot of cool bits and bobs about it, because even at first you kind of see, well, at first you see all of the band members separated at first, and then they slowly group up, and I think that can represent how they're further apart from time to time, but there's still a unity, because there's been sources saying that they've I guess at certain times they were happy to meet up, like in the Mamma Mia openings for the musical, or when they sent that music segment for Stig Anderson, but yeah, they weren't ready to come back together because everyone was doing their own projects and their own personal matters to handle, and yeah, because they were offered $1 billion to reunite in 2000, and they were just like, no. But obviously with Voyage, they came in their own time, and yeah, that build-up really paid off. But that's one way to look at the music video anyway. And I guess that's still the kind of narrative it's going for. Because yeah, even when the way that Agneta walks into the frame, it could also represent how she used to be like the centre in the spotlight, and how she probably felt like she was being looked down from time to time. Because I remember Agneta saying in interviews that she was, when the band was getting criticised from time to time, she felt like she was at the centre of that backlash, because she was almost like the primary member. So maybe that's the kind of um, angle it's going for at the beginning of the music video, but then everyone starts showing up, and kind of probably shows that she's not on her own, and the band's actually a unity. But also, yeah, it's just that with what the song titles being called, yeah, I think it is just trying to sell that kind of eeriness. And even has that red light as well. Yeah, that red flickering light that could represent how that the light is still going for them, or how the night light is nearly there, or the house is broken into and they need to escape. It's something like that. I'm not sure, but I think it's just a nice flashy aspect to the music video. And also later on, when we see both ladies together, the men are in the background this time. Yeah, so they start to become more present, and I really like that shot of Agneta looking through the hair palettes. Sorry, I've just made a noise, never mind. I feel like some shots are being reused as well, just all that same close of Agneta, just cut short, that sudden head turn. Yeah, and even though it looks a bit grungy at times, I still really like, the way it's lit, and yeah, and also at the end of the music video, yeah, it gets brighter rather quickly. And the shutters are already opening. Yeah, that's that right there at the end of the music video. That's like a silhouette of it of itself. That's a hard thing to say. Just out into the world, potentially being normal people all going in their own way. Yeah. It ends with that red flickering light. It kind of reminds me of that fading ticking clock at the end of the Visitors album. I think that's what it was trying to go for. But yeah, I think mostly I just come with a lot of subjective analysis. But yeah, like I said, if the title is about being under attack in a certain way, then being in a mildly dangerous place as a warehouse, kind of sells that idea, and it's all messy as well. So yeah, I just like the way they're lit up. I like what everyone's wearing as well. It's like fairly normal darker clothing, I think, or at least like warmer and thicker. And I know everyone's in darker clothing, yeah, and just look far more grown up as well. So yeah, it just has like a minor eeriness to well. Oh wow, look, there's even the bridge shot of Beyond going through some lighting, and it looks like he's being scanned. Yeah, and once again, just Agneta, just when the camera's on her for a couple of seconds, she's just very good at that expression. Yeah, she just looks like she's like looking around and being aware, and almost having that sense of, no, I ain't bothered by any of this. So I really like that kind of side to her. She has acted in a couple of times before, so yeah, I think she does probably like to perform as well with the camera on her sometimes. So yeah, just a lot of cool bits and bobs out of this music video, I suppose. And yeah, let's move on to the following one. So, Name of the Game is definitely an example of a song that, well, a music video that showcases them as, as people, because like everyone can sometimes, forget that artists are just the people, but having videos like that just helps reassure them that. Yeah, they're just people that do enjoy day-to-day things, because yeah, even in this music video, it has everyone playing a board game from time to time, and even going for a black and white look at first. It goes into colour later, doesn't it? I'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, this song is there are like green shots from time to time. Just seeing this one down here. But yeah, that's like one of the only times someone like interacts with the camera. Yeah, it's only every now and again. Oh well, yeah, the black and white does come eventually. The colour comes in as the pre-chorus occurs. Yeah, I really like the pre-chorus of this song. And even I guess it's into the camera as well. Because yeah, this song is like a very youthful love song somewhat. And yeah, at the moment they kind of look like like young couples, having fun, and yeah, just it feels like very like honeymoon phase, like and in the way it's like being framed, and how and how everyone acts in the music video. And yeah, even 1 minute 21. Yeah, it's Frida surrounded by some greenery. She's wearing she's wearing something different as well. And yeah, with what the lyrics are saying, if this is coming from a perspective of a younger lover, you could say. Yeah, it could even be like a flashback or some kind of how she's still new to all of this, and yet well, in a narrative sense, I suppose. Well, no, yeah, definitely in a narrative sense. And how it's all new, yet it's quite enjoyable for them. Yeah, well, just as it will be new and enjoyable for anyone really. Yeah, because I wonder whose house this is, and we'll just see later on as well of spinning this spinning shots. How did they do that? Oh, they must have been like on a roundabout of some kind of device. Yeah, that happens before, way before 3 minutes 15. I think that yeah, that's just even more camera interaction, and yeah, well, I think in other words, like when they're just not playing the board game, they are just singing to the camera, and yeah, even that spinning camera earlier, I think that could represent how once again, how this is all new and fast, for young lovers to meet someone. And there are like other elements later on in this music video as well. Oh yeah, because it even has some piano playing of Bendy, and then there's that really nice shot of Frida and Bendy at 3 minutes 37. Just yeah, that just looks like a funny normal shot. It's even that's even in the same setting as the thumbnail, so it could even represent as time goes by, she just met someone and now she's officially with them, once again in a narrative point of view. Yeah, and the way they like singing between the ball game as well. Um, yeah, like as if that's the kind of conversations they would have almost. So yeah, just like an extremely charming music video overall. Yeah, there's just a lot that can be pulled from it, and I think the way it starts off in black and white, I think it can represent the old kind of thoughts you would have, and then obviously the colour comes along and yeah, just represents the once again the idea of being new. So yeah, if that's the kind of vibe it's going for, then yeah, that's like a really nice way to visualize the song's own theme. Yeah, and even like some of the greenery and the colourful aspects reminds me of ABBA the album as well, as this song's part of that album. Alright, so I think that's all I can say for this one. Yeah, just very nice, and it kind of looks kind of formal at times because it looks like a much older house they're in. Yeah, and also just the way the board game looks. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something I like about it. It almost has like its own kind of nostalgic flavour. Alright, so let's then go on to Some Night City. So this music video I remember liking moments of, because this one is also filmed in Stockholm. Why did I just say also? This is the first one we've come across, I think. But yeah, because the goal of this music video was to make Stockholm more of a some night city, you could say. And you can somewhat see that because it's glowing and it's busy, and then you also have these shots of the band members being under these bright, colourful lights. Yeah, because as the song is, it only gets very fast at certain times, but other than the cutting going with the beat every now and again, but even at the time of 0.44, you could say, yeah, it has this one shot, or just the ladies and the colours. Yeah, because I think the song mostly builds up over time, because despite the crescendo after the first chorus, it is a much bigger crescendo after the second chorus. So I think this song does build up to that more later on. Not to mention the two shot of Benny and Bjorn. I bet one of the more unused footage was then reused in I Still Have Faith in You. So yeah, I think that it's just a really nice detail. Yeah, there's also these like miniature shots in between of like Frida dancing almost as she's in a disco. Like smaller scale, but still still kind of showing off that dance-like element this song somewhat has. But yeah, because even if it has that kind of rainbow feel that Super Trooper has, but while Super Trooper is like very beam-like in its lighting, just like the other music videos, this one is almost as if the light is in front of and yeah, there must be some kind of interesting colouring in front of that. Oh yeah, then we have another shot of Stockholm. Yeah, it looks like it's a nice bridge, and oh, we have some shots in the daytime as well. Let's see how that goes along. Okay, they have a shot of Benny and Annette. Oh, we have, okay, so both couples. So it could I think there must be like some kind of it could either be after party kind of. If this was like a narrative, for instance, it could be like an after party kind of thing, or it could be them. They're looking forward to partying, whilst exploring the city. Yeah, because as with summer in the title, it has like the summer at night, and it also has like this summer afternoon as well, where the colours are a bit more grey, and that not only contrasts well with all of these colours, but having all of this city footage as well. I just don't want to turn the volume, put any volume just in case, but it's almost as if this footage is. Oh no, okay, I think that's after the crescendo. Oh, okay. Yeah. And not to mention the women are in a bit more exotic clothing as well. Yeah, especially when you look at shots like 221, for instance. Trying to go for, like I said, just more of an exotic angle. And oh yeah, there goes more party footage as well. Yeah, and I think the city footage at the end, I think it just helps calm the song down, and not to mention the footage on set filming before. It's just like a moment of calm before the second crescendo comes along, because when you first hop onto the track with or without the music video, it does build up quite quickly, despite how much it takes its time. So yeah, I like the city, and all of those colours, somewhat evasive, but I think it sells that its own extra imagery quite well. Just like matching that city light kind of feel, and and it does have like flashing logo cities every now and again as well, which is like a really cool detail. And if trying to represent Stockholm, maybe the colours could go back to that Northern Light imagery. As if the city has more of a natural feel to it. I think it definitely does sell Stockholm well, because I want to go there. I like the on-set filming. I like the colours, and it just shows off the partying side of things quite well, especially with them going out and about, and also the footage, whether they would be going before or after the party. So yeah, despite being abstract, it's just still really cool. Alright, so on to Gimme Gimme Gimme. So this one I really like, and is also very memorable, and one I've also seen a lot as well. I think I think this represents the shorter version of the song, because I think the album version is a bit more it's a bit longer, and it doesn't end as soon. But yeah, in this music video, it is just them performing in the studio, which is, it's really neat because you don't really see that much elsewhere, because we do see, that on set filming when they were making Voyage, but obviously none of that is music video material compared to what's happening here. But yeah, it's just kind of cool to see how they interact with it in a studio, and there's other people that come that are around, and not to mention the person pressing the buttons, that could be Michael B. Trevorrow, who's Trevorrow, is it? Something like that. He's the engineer who's worked on nearly all of ABBA's material, except Voyage. I think that was done by a bloke who used to help Benny with the Benny Anderson Orchestra stuff. Yeah, he was a very good fit for the following album, especially with the orchestral elements in there later on. But yeah, also just like in the music video, despite the people being around the studio, there's definitely shots of not only two of the ladies, but I managed to see all four of them as well, because I thought that in a studio I'd have to be more precisely positioned, but no, they managed to get the four of them together, just really showing off what everyone's role is. And oh yeah, there you go. Is I think I got to see Michael B. Trevorrow again as well, which is kind of cool. And yeah, seeing all of them in the background, yeah, because I think Benny and Beyond not only would be more into the instrumental kind of things, but yeah, the ladies do like to listen to what the music would be like at first. Yeah, there's definitely instances of that, especially with Dancing Queen, because yeah, really got emotional when she referred to the instrumental for that, which is a very nice moment for her. But yeah, also just see the ladies being quite powerful with their vocals as well. It's emphasised by whatever shot really, like especially the close-ups. So yeah, I just really like music videos like these, set in the studio. It's very reminiscent of Band-Aid like songs, whether it's Band-Aid or USA for America, and even Hearing Aid when they did Stars in 1985, being filmed in the studio. Yeah, I just find part of that quite fascinating. And yeah, even in Gimmick's own music video, it builds up with the the interaction of the button pressing, and then it gets to everyone playing, and yeah, and seeing everyone enjoying the song in between as well. It's extremely cool. Yeah, it's definitely iconic and very memorable as well. Just very cool to see the men play the instruments once again as well. Also, yeah, just Ben with Benny with a synthesizer as well. Yeah, it's I think that's probably one of the only times we see Benny play a synthesizer in a music video, and the way he just effortlessly works with it. Yeah, it's just extremely fab. So yeah, very cool in its simplicity, and yeah, just a nice location and the way it's filmed and that. Yeah, very cool. So yeah, we'll go on to the next one. Alright, so next up is The Good Hands on Me. So this one has a very entertaining music video, probably the most entertaining one because of not only how quick it is and with how much there's going on, but it's quite amusing at times as well, because much later in the music video I always remember that moment of Benny at the back right of the on the video, he runs after Frasier at the end. It's stuff like that. We'll find it when we come across it. Also, I have forgotten that most of these music videos have been updated with 4K, which is rather neat. And yeah, so this music video is iconic with the with what the thumbnail looks like, and yeah, they switch it a bit as well to to keep up the momentum, and you get the men work as the bass, and yeah, it's just like a core group effort. They have done this song for their ABBA the album promotion, with how they like run about and appear in the album, which is also kind of amusing as well. But also, like in the fourth picture kind of frame as it's shown on the thumbnail, the way they like look at each other as well, there's like interaction beyond the physical world almost, which I kind of like as well. And yeah, this one is also like filmed in the White Room. I'm not sure if it's the same one as like Mamma Mia or Waterloo, for instance, but it looks much larger. And yeah, and he has the men on chairs as well. And yeah, this song from like the 024, for instance, in the music video, has that can't remember the imagery of the men being alone and the women being like, "Hey," so yeah, it does have that the kind of perspective, but also like the name of the game, having that youthfulness to it. Even Dick Chance Me kind of has that as well, because as I've always thought, like the cool new thing for the younger generation at the time, I think yeah, ABBA did want to go in that kind of direction. And not to mention, I also really like, in 058, the footage of just both of them, just makes them look, I don't know where they are actually. Are they, could be like a record store actually, the browsing songs and or something, not sure. But yeah, just that kind of normal interaction, as if, well, I know they're together in real life, but together in the narrative as well. Yeah, I think that's yeah, it's nice, like a nice interlude in between. And yeah, and there's also like those drops in between of ABBA and Frida Agneta, on their own with the Cloudy Fuzzy effect, which makes it like the more bit. It makes like the imagery a bit more shiny, or if they're like part of a dream. I think that's the impression I've got. And they're either in their iconic clothes, throughout the music video, or they have their second costume, where they're primarily wearing white. And so yeah, but overall, this song is just the music video is just extremely entertaining, because hopefully you lot have heard of Erasure, but they've done a good amount of covers of ABBA's songs, but the most popular one has been their version of Take a Chance on Me, and it's almost like a parody because they do dress up as the members, the duo does. Well, I think it's oh gosh, oh yeah, Andy Bell dresses up as Frida. I mean, Clark dresses up as Agneta, and yeah, yes, it is quite amusing. And yeah, although the original is still better there, but Erasure have been heavily inspired by ABBA, which is good for them, especially Andy, because Erasure is very good at, well, also very good at creating very memorable melodies. So yeah, I can definitely tell where the influences from. Yeah, they're just letting but going back to ABBA's Take a Chance on Me, just seeing where the time where Benny runs away, because I remember reading that in the comment once when I was just casually watching this, because this used to be one of my favourites at the time, and I still like it. It's just it has been one I've heard one too many times, but just like every other song, I do appreciate it loads, because the song just builds up extremely well, especially at the start with the men's vehicles coming in and the to synthesizer at the the start as well. And oh yeah, by the way, this song was inspired by Bjorn jogging. When he was jogging, he was thinking of a rhythm in his head, and that's why he thought of the Nick Chance. Yeah, that's how he did it. Oh yeah, there you go, I found it. 3 minutes 41. Yeah, that's where you can find it. Yeah. Honestly, the costume's so cool. What the men are wearing is kind of decent. But yeah, the women are just more in colours. But yeah, 3 minutes 40. It just makes you wonder what Benny did to Frida once he's off the camera. Did they like both collapse or something? I'm not sure. But yeah, like that. This is like how to use. Like I know there's like moments in between. Like yeah, there was only that one shot of that record shop. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't come about again, which that kind of puzzled me, but everything else is still top notch. Definitely sells the whole comedic angle, very youthful. Like the fuzzy imagery makes them look dreamy, and yeah, and even the men just looking miserable on the chairs as well. It's just yeah, it's just very amusing throughout, and obviously Anna Ignata's Frida Ignata's costumes are top notch in here as well. Definitely probably one of my favourites. Alright, so next up is Head Over Heels, and this one is also filmed in Stockholm. And like the other ones, it does showcase them being more mature in a way because it sounds more like a formal tune. You know, it doesn't have that youthfulness that the other songs have. Well, actually, it kind of does, but it kind of feels like it's being spoken from a older's perspective, describing, you know, a character who's a lot younger in the narrative of this song. But yeah, if just going through this song broadly, so this one's a video that definitely has the theme of fashion and glamour, and yeah, it's like represented well in what all of them are wearing, and yeah, not and there was because there's Freedom put makeup on at the start, you know, that definitely sets the theme off from the start, and yeah, and also Frida like lady slipping as well. I think yeah, this music video is also trying to go for a more comedic angle as well, because we're just seeing her running across the streets at the moment, and it's even snowing as well. So is it trying to go for like a more of a Christmassy theme? It could be, because some of them go shopping later on. But yeah, it's definitely one of those videos where you just see everyone walking out and about as normal, and then there's just like the abstract singing on the camera kind of angle. Oh yeah, not to mention there's even at 4 minutes 47 there's like a short skit of, you know, Bjorn just being bored on the sofa and Free just being like hello, and yeah, they're just painted characters and now Free just dragging him off shopping. Yeah, that's slightly amusing. He's continuing to get bored. Yeah, I think that's I don't know, because yeah, the character because the character in the narrative is meant to be about like a teenage girl who's very into fashion and very you know, just very into fashion. That's like the kind of angle it's going for. But I think you can have the lyrics have their own meaning and the music video having its own totally different narrative, even if the theming is there. Beyond carrying most of the footage. Oh, and even Benny's piano playing, it's very low in its frame rate. That so it just almost looks stop motion like. And it's wow, it's going over to Frida as well in 2 minutes 50. There was like an 80s effect from time to time, so that's kind of cool. Oh, and that's clever as well, you know, they're having Frida pop up again and again like that. And oh yeah, not to mention, I wonder if this was the first single of the Visitors because of Bjorn having no beard at all. He at least had a stubble when it was all said and done. But yeah, and there was also the interesting thing that Phil Collins said, where he thought that The Visitors should have been one of the singles instead of Head Over Heels, which, whilst I like the Visitors track like better, I still feel like Head Over Heels is still a strong one. And also, yeah, not to mention the end of the music video has Frida being like worn out just sat on the sofa as well. I guess it could just be about how worn out over shopping or just tied to the trends. Who knows? Yeah, Fanny playing on the piano every now and again as well. So yeah, the music video definitely has that kind of back and forward kind of angle. And also, like the first frame of or frames rather, of the music video is almost like a circular mirror. Yeah. And also the way the frame spins, and also much later on, there's a freeze frame of Frida that goes downwards like a tunnel. Like these must be other newer 80s editing that can be well, it was probably just newer at the time, and you know, to be implemented there, and just to go for like in its own way of carrying the momentum forward. Yeah, just quite a nice detail. But yeah, this one does use freeze frames a lot, and if ABBA are like a band that likes innovating, I think they must have wanted to do that with their music videos as well. And so Yeah, it's just yeah, I like the minor comedic bits, and um yeah, and the watch studio as well. Somehow has like more of a formal presentation. I think it's just because of the kind of props used. Because for instance, you had the Waterloo statue, you had these singular chairs and Take a Chance on Me, but to have those as well and them looking older. I think it's almost like a callback to those older music videos, like kind of representing that they're still um acting about. No, sorry, to they're still cool and still ABBA, despite time moving forward. And yeah, probably the most costumes in music video as well. So it definitely has the record for that. So yeah, that kind of the fashion like theme, it does quite work with the lyrics. Yeah, definitely suitable. And having it snow in Stockholm as well, because Sweden, has its snow quite a lot of it. Um, so yeah, just once again, just a lot going for, a lot to watch, a lot to enjoy. Um, yeah, and those effects as well, quite a first for them as well. All right, so let's move on to Money, Money, Money. So this one definitely has more of a specific influence, and this is like filmed like a 50s or 40s product, because what Frida wears at the start is like something that Marilyn Monroe would probably wear. I just need to get the video up. I don't think it's there either. Never mind. I also need to put the light on as well. Ah, there we go. And yeah, so Money, Money, Money. So I do remember I think it was more of a live performance where they were wearing the more glittery Middle Eastern kind of clothing. I do remember that, although that's definitely not part of this music video. Oh wow, and his piano has Stockholm on it. I wonder if there's a piano meant from Stockholm, most likely. But yeah, as a more musical inspired song, it definitely has those elements. You can like see this working in the musical. But yeah, just also saw a bit of footage of Frida in the streets as well. We'll see how that pays off. But yeah, that's like a really cool look of Frida as well. Just wearing black like that, and it makes her look more um, just like more grand and to go along with the shadows. Also, I just made an error. The car footage I like, it was from this video, not that's me. So I do apologise for those. I can imagine some people being like, actually. So yeah, sorry about that. And yeah, and even the four of them are wearing these like a kind of gown of some kind. Yeah, with their own unique colours, and yeah, just really emphasising that like that kind of rich feeling that the song wants to go for, because yeah, it just had the imagery of money, reflecting in the light, and yeah, oh yeah, even Frida standing like around a shadow, or a spotlight, creating this kind of shadow. Yeah, and it's also quite a long take, of these shots of Frida as well. It's even shots of money notes as well. Yeah, and even the be wearing jewellery as well. Oh wait, and even jewellery orange as well. And then Vida in the car again. I think the footage earlier on must have been her, just looking for her ride, and now she's there. Living the rich lifestyle, which yeah, I think is definitely uh, resembling of how ABBA started to get richer, I suppose. Yeah, I say as good as the song is, I remember other people, because I remember reading one of the ABBA books, there's like all sorts of history about them, and there was a bit of a backlash where some people were like, hang on, why have you chose this one as one of the singles, because of how unconventional this song is and how other people would have preferred other ones. And I suppose it's a song that stands out. Yeah, because yeah, I do like this one, but if I were to rank these yeah, there's a lot of wood still pick above this one, but like I said, it's still really cool. It still really stands out. Well, not only in the song, but just the music video as well. Just having those old influences, and yeah, some really cool bits as well. To have the image of the money, that's like a cutaway almost, just focusing on an object. Yeah, I think that definitely makes his music video stand out more, and yeah, really good performance from Frida there, and the others as well. And looks like they're driving around Stockholm again as well, I think. Yeah, neither Benny's piano is like the kind of piano that's extra expensive, and there's some use of strobe lights as well. So you have this band seems to like strobe lights. So yeah, I think it's just the influence of like I said, you can just see where the inspiration comes from and the kind of theme it's going for. Hence why it's up there. All right, so now on to One of Us. So I remember really liking this music video when I first saw this, and yeah, because of what everyone looks like at this point, I think this is probably the last single of the Visitors, but it was their most successful one. It's their last number in the top 10 in the UK, which is because if, like I said, if you like section ABBA into different eras, this could be like the end of their golden age, to have their last top 10 there, because it despite how much it stands out, it has that familiarity of the classic ABBA sad song, like When It Takes It All and that. But yeah, when watching the music video here, it's just Agneta like unpacking, and she's finally moved somewhere, and if she's playing a character, you can definitely tell that she's been through some kind of breakup, because going back to the start of the video, she's just looking out a window, and yeah, and the first frame is just her staring at a wall, and then the wall of the building ahead, and then it zooms out here, and yeah, it just looks like there's a lot of work to do. And because even with how light it is, sometimes when the light is on and it's dark outside, there is kind of like an eeriness to it. Sometimes I kind of get that feeling, especially when you're like moved into somewhere new, whether it's a temporary holiday home or just a new house in general. And yeah, I think it's trying to sell that kind of angle, and yeah, just told the whole idea moving on, and Agneta as a character, keeping herself busy, and yeah, and then it hops on to more abstract aspects, because yeah, it's even having to go with its its own kind of not their traditional way of using a camera, with the two shots, the close-ups, the way they across their heads, which you can even see its own thumbnail there, and the fade out between people. And yeah, I also in 1 minute 36, or even like a second earlier, the way that Agneta there's like two Agnetas, and the way she like rolls behind her, or herself rather, that's like a really cool effect. I won't know how to do that, so that's extremely cool, because that could even represent how more of her is gone, or like a half of her is gone. Yeah, that could be the cool way to interpret it. And then you have either of the members in front of mirrors, and yeah, like a set of layered mirrors, and yeah, because they're almost like separated, almost as if they're still stuck in their own self-reflections, and yeah, and quite an abstract space as well, just not knowing what to do almost. And yeah, but yeah, this is definitely like this was the song where both the band members are broken up, so yeah, it is like just sad to see but yeah, just makes this this music video even more sad. Oh wow, and even that's how the effect is done with Agneta, because the other direction has come along. It's just simply a mirror bending around her. That was all. Okay. Yeah, and even the second half of the music video has more like mixing between the men and the women as well, and yeah, because yeah, can you just see the sadness in everyone? Oh, yeah, not to mention it gets a tad trippy from 3 minutes onwards, like the way her bone was just like all eared. It could even be like a reference to SOS with the um, with the use of reflectivity, and I think that's what it's trying to go for. Yeah, it kind of uses that quite well. Not to mention in Frida's single, which is I know there's something going on. That too, although that uses reflections in a way where it records a mirror and the action within it. It's extremely clever. Um, and but you'll also just look at the shot at 3 minutes 33, for instance. You've just seen how they're all made up, could represent the many emotions or many sides to themselves that they're having to reconcile. Or yeah, I think that's one way of seeing it. But yeah, I think yeah, just from like the color grading and the kind of actions in between the singing, yeah, this one does yeah make me feel sad, but in a way that's like well achieved thanks to the thanks to the filmography and the effects in that. So I'm just making sure my charge was good. Anyway, yeah, just very cool music video, and yeah, even the women are something a bit more glistening, and the men are wearing something that's a bit more mundane. They're both in leather actually, which kind of explores like a darker side to this band because because even the Visitors could be seen as like their darkest album in some way, even Super Trooper and no, scratch that. No, Void. No, I would say that Voyage also has quite deep, mature themes from time to time. Even other underrated tracks like Cassandra, that too has quite a dark theme as well. Yeah. By the way, ABBA, Cassandra by ABBA is an absolute banger. Yeah, definitely would recommend that one. I can't believe it's made it to a B-side. So yeah, just extremely cool, and it just really showcases the band's position at the time rather well. Yeah, so let's move on. So Winner Takes It All, another very sad song, because even the song begins with oh, sorry. All right. Yeah, so the song begins with more just many photos of them in general, especially during their Voulez-Vous era, with photos of Gimme Gimme Gimme, the Voulez-Vous album cover, even the 79 tour. Yeah, I think because if they because I think When It Takes It All was definitely like the first song after the massive like amount of success. Yeah, because with When It Takes It All going on to the Super Trooper album eventually, just that definitely represents their next step, and also just have the final image to be Beyond followed by Agnetti. Yeah, that's definitely representative of what they're going through. Although Beyond has said that the inspiration didn't exactly come from the breakup, it was just it's just their songwriting skills are just top notch. Because No Me No You is also extremely effective with its theming, and yet both couples are still together at the time. And but yeah, with When It Takes It All, it definitely has Agnetti in the focus. Has there's a lot of shots of her being alone, and even the eyeshadow she wears, they look like tears almost. And in contrast with the red as well, just creating that really effective contrast. Even the red dress could represent the kind of love she's losing or like a sense of anguish she's feeling. Also, my favourite shot, I really like Agnes's expressions whilst when he's playing his piano in the forefront. it's like a representation of the vocals going with the music, and yeah, it's just extremely cool. Yeah, because in between you do have a genuine footage of all of them having a good time, but then you also just have Agneta slowly phasing out whilst sat around the others. Oh yeah, like in 2 minutes 52. Yeah, that was a really yeah, very effective sad shot. I think this was also like the first time we see ABBA in a more mature light. Like the whole youthfulness is slowly fading, and the events like these would make it harder. And oh yeah, and there's even a shot of being in 3D at 3 minutes 18, kind of showing the contrast couples, with Agnes feeling alone there, or whether it's her or her character's just playing the music video. And yeah, even her face reflects the piano at sometimes as well, which is once again just going through that theme of reflection. So we are encountering another pattern there, which is yeah, extremely cool. And oh yeah, and then later on, I do have all of the band members singing at the camera, and yeah, but there was also a version of When It Takes It All where it's just beyond singing, as he closes the song with just his vocals alone, and whilst it's interesting, it's definitely better as it is with just having the lower backing vocals just finish off the track, because I feel like it'd be, because I can get the idea it's almost like a male perspective, they're singing the same lyrics, but I feel like there could be like a bit tonal clash, so yeah, especially just before the end. So yeah, it cool in theory, but yeah, I think as it is, it's still rather solid. But anyway, that's more of a song critique, and even the music video ends with more photos, even with the official posters of them. So yeah, it just kind of shows how far they've got, or how they've less of a unity. Yeah, it's just many ways to look at it, and even the black and white aspect just kind of emphasises that kind of history, even though probably months or maybe even last year at this point, previous year, I mean, between the song and all of the Vulevu material. So yeah, I think we just, I guess, performance alone, yeah, just really, I think that alone just helps really sell that, the theming of the tune extremely well. And it's even cases where when the camera has almost like a fuzzy effect around it, almost as if reality is just once again just slightly distorted, or just imagining what's happening in their own head, as if her own thoughts are speaking. Yeah, I think that's another way of looking at it. And yeah, it's just some really cool stuff. Yeah, you can it's definitely no doubt of a top 5 in this list. But yeah, now let's hop on to the following one. Alright, so next up is No Me No You. So whilst the previous music videos are, they have probably more techniques, a bit more interesting settings, but I think this one is just like really effective with what it's achieving. Like, firstly, the snowy setting, once I bring it up, of course, is very it's just extremely memorable. Like, I just remember the first frame, and being in that cold setting, it suits the song really well. And then you do have those studio shots, I suppose, where yeah, because it looks partially warm but gloomy at the same time. So it's almost as if, like, regardless of wherever you go, whether it's sunny outside or dark inside or even light inside, the kind of misery you experience can be anywhere following you around. And yeah, and when I think of the like the two shots, or everyone's heads crossing, or how everyone's positioned, yeah, this is the first music video I go for, and it almost gets to a point where when I like to replay this track every now and again, I do picture the music video. It's like that good, because as good as all the other music videos are, sometimes I think of like different imagery over time, but with this song, I'm just like, yeah, this is definitely the matching imagery. And but yeah, so as I'm watching it, yeah, there's a whole heap of different aspects. I really like the hugging shots because it there's like because I think at first it could like represent how the relationship is going well, but then they're just presented as like a goodbye gesture. So there is like multiple meetings and meetings, no meaning. Sorry, sorry about that. And yeah, and even going from bang on 1 minute, I really like that simple motion of following Bjorn. Yeah, going from yeah, because I don't think going from Agneta then Frida means anything other than presenting the way of the song, or just seeing that, who's singing what. Because like other music videos, especially with multiple members, music videos kind of help with the clarity of who's singing what. And yeah, that's definitely um, yeah, I think that's yeah. Although I think him leaving Agneta, even though they haven't split up yet, still this music video still sets up, sets up on who is with who, and so beyond walking away from Agneta, then yeah, it signifies him leaving. And also in around 2 minutes, you have the spinning shot, which is also used in Happy New Year, so there could be a connection there, unless once again it is just another type of uh, choreography that they like to use. And I also like just seeing the trio in one shot as well. Yeah, it adds a lot to the dynamic between all of them. Yeah, because as much as I quite like like all four of them singing, because there's a lot of highlights across, because especially in Keep an Eye Down, even though Benny and Bjorn's vocals are more so like more in the background, I really like the collaboration and the parallels, and yeah, I think this song really does that well. But even then, I still like all of their kind of dynamics, whether Bjorn is leading or if it's just primarily just the lady singing or just one of them. Yeah, just it all works regardless. But I think everyone kind of prefers it when it's just the lady singing, like Mamma Mia or Dancing Queen, even Gimme Gimme Gimme, even if there are some minor vocal things from the men every now and again. Anyway, so go back to Me Knowing You. Yeah, so a lot of close-ups throughout, really, a lot up to head and shoulder shots, and the women are wearing some colour and the men are wearing black. I think that symbolises something. And even Bjorn in the forefront, no, or just close to the camera at one point, kind of symbolises the kind of phasing out he feels, or what the women in the narrative would be thinking of. And there's also this interesting shot in 1 minute 42 where you have Frida leading with Agneta in the background, and I think that's like a way of presenting additional thoughts. How you could explain your thoughts both in person and in your head. That's how I kind of see it. It's also kind of a neat effect as well for 1976 or 77. No, 76. Yeah, kind of neat that. And there's also like a really cool shot where Agneta's in the wintry forest, and yeah, she turns around, and oh yeah, and then Frida does the same, and you just have like 3 frames of the men. I actually would have preferred it if the men were in the forest as well, so they're looking back. Seems like more in the same setting, a bit like when all is said and done. But at the same time, it could represent how both the men and the women are in different places. So I think that's the best way to interpret it. And also after those freeze frames, especially in the in the snowy forest, it it follows Frida and Agneta, walking, which also reminds me of Some Night City, just yet another similar case of choreography. And and even the last shot of the film is just the women walking away in the forest. Yeah, just a case of moving on, whether it's going to lead into something good or bad. It's not Christmassy at all, like Chiquitita or but this film still involves snow, and and I think I feel like the snow here is also just symbolic, and also just trees without leaves as well. I feel like that's saying a bit same kind of story visually. So yeah, just a whole heap I like to pick up from this one. Just simply iconic and extremely memorable from the get-go. And it's vaguely referenced in the concert, with the mirroring effect. So yeah, that's how I kind of think of it. Alright, so moving on, and we're on to The Day Before You Came. This one is a very interesting music video. This one probably tells a story more so than the others. Like, granted, there is like a moment where it's just all four of them in a like in a stage, like all separated, and I feel like alongside the main narrative it could represent how if Magneto was playing a character once again, it could symbolize how let's see, how everyone kind of goes through that those phases, if the other three members were characters themselves, but at the same time I think it could also like symbolize how they're just becoming a bit less of unity, because if people like to think of it as the last ABBA track, thinking of it as a more of a somber moment compared to Under Attack, which is actually after this, at least Under Attack has it a bit more optimistic, and it's a song that's a bit more familiar and just like a blast hurrah almost. But with The Day Before It Came, it's almost like a very sad outro of this grand ABBA era. Although going for the music video itself, just like the visual kind of storytelling it has, because he has Magneto seeing someone in the train station, looking at one another, and then it leads to a shot of Agnes turning around and the bloke is there again, which means, are they meeting up again, or is there a way of her looking back? I can see that happening. There's also this nice helicopter shot, because there was no drones in 1982. I'll follow in the train. I wonder where that is. Could be Stockholm again. And yeah, if I speed the music video up a bit, yeah. Oh yeah, and it leads to this really interesting, not intimate scene between the two of them, just really like already selling that they once had a connection, and then they're in a car park, and the bloke has to go. Yeah, and they're separated by glass. Yeah, because I think this song is because what's interesting is that the song is mainly meeting someone and then having to leave them. Although, it was almost as if if Egnette is a character once again, she's already having a tough time, then she meets someone and it kind of goes tough again once the guy leaves. And yeah, I think it still matches the lyrics of the music video. And yeah, once the bloke leaves the bloke leaves Agnetta's character, you could say, yeah, this is where it leads to the cool shot. And yeah, just looking at frame 3 minutes 41 like that, I can see it's just like a very powerful kind of symbolism. I think you could say how Bjorn and Benny are more into the stage, and how Frida and Agneta are still performing in their own ways. Benny somehow seems more distant, but it can kind of connect the dots with I don't know what would it'll probably result in a rhombus shape, but regardless, it still shows everyone looking away, staring into space, everyone being all separated. And then even from far away, Agneta still has the power to go across the stage. And yeah, look at those expressions as well. She also kind of carries that performance in the 82 live performance as well of this song. Yeah, that live 82 like miniature concert, you could say. Yeah, because they perform as well as performing I Have a Dream. You know, they sing this song, they sing Under Attack, and they sing Cassandra. Yeah, it's just a very nice, solid set of songs, you know, for like a very small promotional concert. It was also the last time they were ever together live. You know, even to this day, we've never seen them all four. Well, not on official TV anyway. There was one time where the four of them did come together for either the party, I think, when they do sing All Friends Do another time, which is really nice. But yeah, like after seeing that group shot in that music video, plays the intimate clip again and or part of it, and the guy running at the train station again, and oh, and now this time I get to, you know, looks around whether it's the same shot or not, and he's not there, and the train is leaving, which, yeah, many people kind of see that as, you know, ABBA officially, you know, ending and leaving, I guess leaving the legacy behind, I suppose. But yeah, like a very great colour palette as well. Oh, yeah, because it's a bit more brighter in, you know, in the first opening seconds, and also the guy is next to an orange kind of sky, and I guess it's next to like a blue sky, and that kind of blue maintains, and yeah, and it has a bit more of a glow during that intimate moment between them. Yeah, despite being a black background, it's very light, and then yeah, it slowly goes darker over time, and then when you see all four members in the stage, yeah, it's extremely dark with very little lighting, and I really like that shot of Agneta driving as well. You know, that could be the moment after Agneta's character meets the bloke. So yeah, this music video is just a story on of and of itself. Because yeah, the song is like just one verse after another, and so other than the music video, we're playing some elements with some differences. It's still kind of um, like structures itself around it, because yeah, the first part you could say is, you know, just from the start until Agneta's in the car, and then the second part of the song you could say is where Agneta's with, you know, the other ABBA members, and then it just goes back to the train station or platform at the end of the video. So yeah, it's just quite organised despite how long the song is, and yeah, it's one of the longest tunes, I would reckon. This could potentially be longer than The Visitors. Yeah, 5 minutes 47. It's quite long. So yeah, it's just a lot to pull from, and it's also quite unconventional as well, just like the song as well. Yeah, I can't really think of any music video that has this much intention in storytelling. Like, I think most of that kind of just interpreted like in a subjective manner, but yeah, I think this one definitely has more way storytelling element to it. So yeah, very cool one. And now let's get on to what I think is the best music video, and it's the one for I Still Have Faith in You. So so I can see how a lot of people would, you know, think that the one of their greatest hits could potentially have the best music video ever made. And whilst I would agree, you know, it's very nostalgic, very cool in its simplicity, I can see people saying, "Mummy, Dancing Queen, Gimme Gimme Gimme, Neither Know Me Know You." Maybe if the day before it came as like the best and most iconic music videos. But personally, I think I Still Have Faith in You has like a way more to pull from. Like, firstly, the structure is like extremely like meaningful, because, you know, it starts off with, well, if anything, it has the start of the band members going about to face the crowd still during their 1979 performance. It could be a clip from, actually no, it's not a clip from ABBA the movie, that was before 1979, but it could still be footage that they've once got hold of. And it even has another moment of one wearing their jackets, I suppose, with their own little initial in the back of them, which I think could be 1977. I could be wrong though. I think this probably is recycled footage because I can't really see how that was made digitally, because they look a bit too real. But yeah, I think those two opening scenes alone kind of, would like bring us back, being like, hey, do you remember this was last time they were alive, and do you remember the golden age? And then 30 seconds in, we see how they kind of developed. We see young photos of them, which many people would have never seen if they have never looked into the history of this band. And then seen as a family, and most of these photos have these effects where the people move with the background, and you get to see them as couples, and then it's a snippet of Benny and Bjorn writing, and then the lady singing. Then this shot, I'm pretty much going to go from chronological analysis here. So right now I'm on 1 minute 1. That's footage from Angry Boomerang, more performing footage, and Agnetti can play the piano, and then their success of Waterloo, so you can kind of see that progression with not only presumably that song, but with any other progression. And that's a lot of photos as well, but that's more like studio ones. And then it goes into colour, just showing how the history's moved on. And then I presume this is where they arrived to Australia. That's my guess anyway. And then they're facing the crowd, they're walking all out and about, and then they're seeing their fans, just seeing how successful they have all become. And then just seeing more of the public. ABBA mania, pretty much the next Beatles. Here's some unused footage on Mamma Mia. They're probably titled Just Messing About. And then Super Trooper, unused footage from Do Do Do. That looks like something from Sunlight City. Really cool to just see what everyone was like at their peak. Looks like Prep for Gimme Gimme Gimme. That is Bang Boomerang, Money Money Money. And then it climaxes with Bang Boomerang, Do Do Do. Dance, Take a Chance on Me. A couple live performances, don't really recognise them, but here's Gimme Gimme Gimme. Mamma Mia. Money Money Money. Ring Ring, Dancing Queen, Chiquitita. Know Me Knowing You. Take a Chance on Me again. Other live moments, probably 1979. More Money Money Money. Was that Bang Boomerang again? Know Me Knowing You. Oh god, look how slow, and oh my gosh. This is probably my favourite part of the if we just pause on 2 minutes 56, like that already gives us a huge reminder of the golden age. This is juggling the songs from 72 up until about 1977. There was no Voulez-Vous footage during that montage there. But I can see why they would kind of cycle around there, because Arrival was one of their best-selling albums ever. Really, still, it's definitely sold more than 1 million, that's for sure, unlike the others. But and also just to use the unconventional music videos as well. Just I think it's a way of saying, hey, we've made other music videos as well, but other than that, it's just some really nice pieces of footage. And seeing Bang Boomerang as well, with I guess it turning her head in front of the sea with a massive grin on her face. It's just really wonderful stuff, and the way it's like edited to account for every single beat, and then you're just seeing the live performances, and then you would see all sorts of like little Easter eggs, and but so far, like with the music videos, a narrative, despite how heavily edited it's made, it's still like a love letter to ABBA's very own history. And not to mention, we never see a music video of what they look like now, because even beyond from the get-go with this return, they want to carry on what they used to look like. Like, granted, they're happy to do interviews with how old they are. The Benny and Bjorn are definitely not afraid of the cameras, but in the ABBA Voyage concert, you do see a snippet of what they look like now, but not their digital selves, because I think it would be interesting to see how they would perform with the ages they're on now, but I think that would be too physically demanding. But not to mention ABBA Voyage is just already like a very extremely cool feat of engineering, despite how complicated it is. But yeah, just going back to the montage again, you probably would see all sorts like merchandise, other photos. Yeah, just like a proper it reminds me of the lyric videos as well, they present yeah, like the music video snippets in a variety of ways. I really like those new clips, just remind us how they, used to be couples, and, they had to, well, they chose to part ways over time, whether it's their relationships or just the men in general. Yeah, and then, then if we go back to 2 minutes 56, it's now, some clips of some fans, looks like loaded tickets all over these photos, and then there's one's preparation for a 1979 concert, presumably it could be Wembley. And then they're like, all right, yeah, let's go. Not to mention that corridor looks like what one of my college corridors used to look like, just like white concrete. But yeah, that's what they used to look like in 1979, and yeah, because considering this is the last time they were last live, it's definitely an indicator of, this is when we last live, but we're back in another form. That's where we do see the digitized versions of them, which is, yep, here they are. And whilst they were improved in the concert, as far as I can remember, but from the attempt right here is extremely well done, done by Ireland. Oh, and there's even some artwork in on the left. That must be foreshadowing of the concert, what they're going to wear. Yeah, and yeah, they do look like they're, because yeah, this is their 1979 look, according to various sources, especially with Frida's red hair. But already you can just see how the men and the women commute, and that's one's phones, presumably, kind of showing, what they would be like in a modern world, which the Voyage concert kind of shows off. But they're not just phone screens everywhere. Look at all of this flaring as well. This is like extremely spiritual. Oh yeah, so the main one likes phone screens, but they're all spiraling away. Oh, and that's well as well. I never forget that. And then later on, you do get that final shot of Frida, delivering the final notes, and then the instrumentals like go on for a bit. Oh, it's so fantastic. Oh yeah, and a good last look at the logo. Because Little Things may be, the latest music video, but this is just like a very, like an extremely nice hurrah in its own way. Just like how Super Trooper could be like, very symbolic of their, the 4 days, and yeah, and even I still have faith in you ends with a galactic sky. So it's yeah, it's like a very interesting approach. It just goes to show how universally powerful and well loved they are. So yeah, this is, yeah, it still kind of gets to me, even if I've played that song a lot of times. Yeah, just yeah, because when you just like first encounter it, you just can't believe that they just come about. Because for those who've been watching closely, like extra close of ABBA's reunion, but once that music video is released, that's where they're like, hey, we got the concert as well, and there was another single as well, and yeah, just a very cool music video. It's probably probably the most favorite music video, because there's a whole heap I like, from this band, and Depeche Mode and Erasure, Linkin Park as well. Those music videos are fab, and Duran Duran as well, and yeah, even the Beatles, I'll say that as well. But yeah, it's just like a whole heap of, you can spot, just load of Easter eggs and just a lot of reference for their history. So yeah, we've just there's so many emotions, that's why I put this on top. So let's have a run through to explain why one was after the other. So the original Layla Love Me, before the lyric video, she reusing lyric clips throughout, even when it takes it all, which, like I said, is found a bit tonally off. So there's everything at the bottom, and even ABBA to this day hasn't, well, the channel anyway, has never really re-released it because, thanks to the new lyric video. Then it's on and on and on. It's just clips of some live footage, which kind of fresh and different with the photo montaging, but yeah, I don't think it does that song enough justice. I think I and others would prefer more original emotions, no, visual. Sorry. One Man, One Woman. It's mainly made up of close-ups with not a lot of variation. But yeah, I still like the intimacy, I suppose. With the close-ups. People Need Love, even if it's not an official music video, still cool to see them at their youth. But it's very simple in its camera angles, not a whole lot to pull from. Does Your Mother Know is a bit sporadic in its camera angles, and and even if the red lighting helps make it consistent, yeah, it's not as easy to watch compared to the others. Because even if it matches the kind of craziness of the track, I still find it a bit disorganized. So then I go on to the Spanish version of Thank You for the Music, despite a couple of nice editing with the band members layering. It's yeah, just like on the simpler side, even if it's a bit simpler to watch. Sorry. And yeah, Voulez-Vous, has that flashy imagery which I really like, and a couple of cool poses, especially for Magneta, but still kind of sporadic and probably too similar to Does Your Mother Know. Then it goes on to the Spanish version of No Me No You, carries some kind of visual iconography, and I like the guitar playing part, just seeing how that plays out, but yeah, still on the simpler side of things. Ring Ring, yes, it shows how ABBA's still trying to find their identity, with the costuming not being as memorable as other music videos, and as cool as it is to see other band members play, doesn't quite match with just showing the four of them later on in their visual discography. And yeah, not a lot of imagination with the camera work yet at that point. And then the official music video for Thank You for the Music, or the English version if you want to call it. I like the green tint, I like the strobe lighting, I like, it's performed in front of a, I guess like a calmer crowd, and a part of it kind of feels, I don't know, just has like a very timeless feel to it, with the way it's performed, and it's looked like, when you watch an old video, and it just kind of reminds me of watching my own videos when I'm younger, when it has a griminess to the visuals. It kind of gives me that kind of vibe, which because Thank You for the Music is like a almost has a very a good show ending song, as you could call it, and I think it feel like it kind of has that vibe. And yeah, it can have to be more jovial, just helps with the youthfulness of the track. And then it's on to Waterloo. A lot of creativity. I like the cuts to the statues, I like the costumes, and then some of the choreography as well. Yeah, just good old-fashioned Eurovision, despite being in a blank crew. Then we're on to the Spanish version of I Have a Dream. I really like the candle shot, just a very interesting lighting. Even if I I think the lyric video kind of represents it, the visuals better for me anyway, because I kind of see the blue instead of the orange, and it's probably too reminiscent of Fernando. I do. I really like the lighting behind them. I like the way they the and the ladies' glow and the iconic saxophone shots, and yeah, just the that heavenly kind of look to the film. It makes it a bit more like the first creative music video, like first proper creative one. Yeah, very memorable. That's me. It may have reused a lot of music video footage, but still like I think that just that silhouette kissing shot is just it's just a kind of imagery I really like, as it just represents the how they were like back then, just showing more of that evilness, and yeah, and that two shot of Magneto and Frida, in front of some greenery, just that I just quite like. Mamma Mia, the best ambient occlusion room music video, with the cool piano shots and some of the best choreography, the way the ladies position themselves, and the close-ups are really cool, and yeah, the twiddling piano insides as well, as you can suppose. Yeah, it's just really suitable for the beat. Dancing Queen is the best live performing music video. Yeah, like more consistent costuming, and the crowd doesn't go in the way the camera is compared to some of the bright music videos, and yeah, and yeah, just quite a cool setting with how bright it is. It kind of fits that happiness the track has. Bang Boomerang, despite not being too keen on the sudden comic parts, but still like the setting and how they play off each other, and yeah, there's just that shot of Viganato in front of the sea is just enough to rank this one quite high. Little Things, even if it's not the kind of visuals you first think of, I still like the narrative and the theme and the idea of children continuing ABBA's legacy and be more active rather than being stuck on screens all the time, and it still feels Christmassy. Chiquititas may be simple, but I really like the mountain shot and the snowman, and yeah, it's just the simplicity is just top notch with that one. Fernando, with the being surrounded by fire and the sunrise and all setting, really stands out and suit the kind of vibe it's going for. Yeah, and kind of gloominess, that's well done. SOS, also simple, but want to put a lot of metaphorical bits and bobs that really sells the music video. Yeah, once again, yeah, simplicity has its best. Shares a whole heap of meaning. Happy New Year has, this is like the first one with more narrative aspects, especially the opening shots. Something quite emotional about it, and small references to the front cover of Super Troopers album, and yeah, just seeing the crowd around them, and yeah, and it just showcases a more mature side of them as well, which is neat. When all is said and done, it's a very good, optimistic post-breakup kind of song, and the visuals kind of matched that with the the exotic imagery, just seeing how everything goes, and then looking back at one another, it just helps make it stand out. And really like the like the bits of colour grading as well, helps that one stand out. Eagle has, I suppose the concert colour grading has aged, but really cool effects, helps make this song stand out as well, especially with the footage of the eagle. Yeah, it's just rather cool. Super Trooper has its, the strobe lights, super iconic, and looking back, I don't think the flashiness is that bad nor headache inducing. When looking back, yeah, just the best use of the strobe lights really. Under Attack also has some interesting imagery. When you the band at the end of its primary era, and like their kind of camera work, and kind of makes, yeah, who would think that filming in a warehouse is cool, and they kind of make it look cool, and that would really like to kind of add some unique imagery to the song as well. Name of the Game kind of shows off their natural dynamic the best, and yeah, I think it's just Young Love captured really well in this song. Yeah, with the musical grading, how it fades in colour eventually. Yeah, just really romantic. Some Night City has like the really cool city landscape kind of shots, making it some of the more interesting on-set filming, even if not all of it involves them. Being just how they're dancing and the kind of cool colours, really captures the summer and city feeling rather well. Gimme maybe in a smaller location in the studio, but still interesting, still extremely iconic and memorable. And just seeing possibly Michael B. Trevor as well. Yeah, it's just almost like a very neat cameo. Take a Chance on Me is it's comedy at its best, and also uh, quite a good use of the ambient occlusion room. Is even if with chairs as props, it still showcases that kind of scale and shows off the ladies being rather playful, which is definitely showcased in the side of them. Head Over Heels also has the consistent theme in our fashion, and has them all playing as characters in some way, and some nice other shots of Stockholm, a bit more clearer than other music videos, I reckon. So definitely a good one there. Money 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 has a more obvious and blatant influence with the 1940s, 40s and 50s kind of theming and fashion, and other than the couple of segments, it kind of shows off wealth and how powerful it can be. So well done that music video for that. One of Us is, I would reckon, is the saddest music video. The unpacking is really sad, and just seeing everyone a lot older as well. So yeah, the whole sadness side of things, and yeah, some visuals are a bit trippy, and with the whole reflecting later on, but yeah, I think it keeps that consistent mood quite well. When It Takes It All, it definitely caps off that kind of era of ABBA where you know um, it's with Agnetta's breakup, being like the first sign of ABBA's primary um, look, or what's the word I'm looking for? Um, no, I've lost it. Um, but yeah, and also just seeing Agneta play a character who's isolated and quite sad, and yeah, just a lot of memorable shots as well. Yeah, just also the use of sadness captured quite well. Knowing you, very creative, definitely good at representing the kind of choreography I like to do, even if it's on the simpler side of things. And the wintry setting is also extremely memorable. And like I said, it's just some of the easiest imagery to snap into your head, when you first listen to this track. And Day Before It Came has the best in-universe story, and it captures the kind of gloominess rather well, and it could be seen as a sadder ending for ABBA at the time, but even if Under Attack came after, The Day Before It Came still, it's like a last sad or last abstract ABBA song, before it's their time to go. So just very obscure, but in a very mysteriously interesting way. And then I Still Have Faith in You. It's just a massive love letter to the whole band, representing the past, the golden age, and the future. Yeah, just really fitting into the modern age really well, and yeah, just showing how well liked they've continued to be, because all of these music videos, who knows what their legacy would have been like. And it was up until, because their solo stuff, other than Chess, nothing else post ABBA has been hugely mainstream. And then it was up until the early 90s with ABBA Gold, where they were like, hey, do you remember this band? So yeah, I think thanks to that time, I think that's helped ABBA become more timeless. And then Mamma Mia musicals came along, and then ABBA Void right there, which is just like even though there's more going on with all of the members, especially with Benny and the orchestra doing some new things, and Benny and Bjorn have done another new musical as well. And there's Agnetta's done a new song or two, and there's the 2 unfinished Voyage tracks, and hopefully some other unreleased tracks are going to be post mainstream, just for example, Just Like That. Because I remember thinking one reason why Just Like That isn't released is because it was given to Gemini, who Benny and Bjorn have wrote songs for. But even then, The Day Before You Came was also covered by another band or singer artist, and yeah, this ABBA still had that song officially. But with Just Like That having its own little fan base, with me really like leading that back up, I hope they do release that, because even just The Notion was unreleased until they massively edited it. Fun fact, by the way. So yeah, that explains how I rank the music videos there are. I can see how many people would have ranked them based on the songs they like, or how the more nostalgic ones are more on the front, or how even the more memorable ones could be. Another way of ranking them. Yeah, I guess everyone's different, and yeah, it's just with me. It was just about the techniques, the memorability, and how that represent the band. Well, I know The Day Before It Came is a bit more unconventional, but it has been a fan favourite. Definitely in that era anyway. So yeah, I think I'll end it right there. So the other ideas I have regarding ABBA is ranking all of their songs, and alongside their albums, even their covers, which I'll be doing in all in one video. I think that could be rather fun. A bit of a challenge, because I don't remember all of them off by heart, but I think it'll still be really cool. And that's one thing. Ranking lyric videos, that's definitely an idea. Even ranking how each song was presented in ABBA Voyage, I think they will be all really cool. And yeah, I think they're going to lead to other ideas like Linkin Park music videos, Depeche Mode music videos, Erasure music videos. I think something like that could be really neat to do. So yeah, I'll end it right there. I hope you enjoyed my ranking, and I guess we can all. I think I'll probably make this a Twitter post. I think. I don't know. I'll see if I'm comfortable enough to have the comments on or not. But yeah, just feel free to, whether on Twitter or YouTube, you can just share your thoughts of what you think is more forefront, better than others. And yeah, I'll stop right there. My voice hurts. So yeah, I'll see you next time.